Well, good evening, and welcome to a special presentation of Illuminated Page. I am your GM tonight, John. Just wanted to go ahead and say that our usual program, which is Illuminated Page, is going to start up at some point. But we were going to do another episode of our Star Trek game, Into the Stars, but our GM is having some family issues, and so that has been canceled for the moment, maybe put off for a little bit. But we will return to that as well. All things considered, so welcome. Tonight is going to be my first time to ever run and host a game of Call of Cthulhu. I have never ran this. I've always played it, so it's kind of fun that my first time to run the PIP system, my first time to run Polaris, and now Call of Cthulhu has all been done for a stream.
You're a glutton.
Yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment. But all things considered, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. And I've got a host of players who are going to be joining me tonight, and we are going to be playing a special game from Chaosium called Scritch Scratch, if I'm saying
At
that
least
correctly.
you got Scritch Scratch. At least
Yeah.
you didn't say TikTok this time.
Didn't say TikTok this time, although for some reason I think there is another scenario for some game out there called TikTok, and I am not remembering who put it out. But that's my bad. Anyway, let's go ahead and go around our table and meet our various players. Tonight, joining us, and has not played Call of Cthulhu for quite a while, I have Samuel Howard.
Hello, hello.
So thank you so much for joining us tonight on short notice for
Thank
this.
you for having me, John.
Hey, you're welcome, bud.
I feel like I'm on a news show.
And then,
Thank you
well,
for having
you
me.
are. Hey,
Thank you.
it's the weatherman, and I am. What's that guy?
It's gonna rain.
Yeah. And tonight I also have Shawn Parks joining us. So Shawn,
Hello.
and thank you for coming and joining us for this. I know you kind of had the night off and are hopping on, but thank you.
No, I enjoyed
loves
it.
us
I'm
that
actually looking
much.
forward to playing Cthulhu in the modern era.
This is going to be very different for me. I don't usually run modern games too often, except for World of Darkness stuff. So this might, which kind of fits. I love the horror genre altogether. But and then I have, of course, we have our producer and currently trying to get everything running for us.
The maid of all work.
We have Roxy.
Hi. It's good to see y'all.
And Roxy, thank you so much for
no
joining
problem.
us as usual. Roxy, of
someone
course.
gave me chocolate.
Yes, I
It
did
was the
because
chocolate fairy.
The chocolate fairy brought me chocolate.
you have been typing away and getting this all set up, and you have not been eating or
I
taking
have
care
not.
of yourself.
Yeah, I have not eaten. I didn't even put on good pants, guys. So glad
It's
you
okay.
can't see
Hey.
those. I just won't stand up on camera.
It is Corona season, and nobody's putting on pants, so it's all good.
Even lawyers, apparently.
It's Rona clock somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
Oh Lord.
Oh no.
It came out of nowhere. I'll remember that. I
And it
won't
should
say it
go
again.
back to
It should go
nowhere.
back to nowhere. Yeah. So, whoops. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, tonight, of course, unlike our usual show, we don't need to really do the disclaimer of using the times and the phrases from the period. This is actually a modern version of Call of Cthulhu, so your warning is that this is the modern time of with Call of Cthulhu.
I will do my best not to drop an F-bomb.
There we go.
You know what? It's all right. I don't get upset about the cussing anymore. Matt's not here. He
Woohoo!
was-
We can do whatever we want.
He was in chat, so maybe he'll see that. Actually, I closed chat. I better put that back on. I'll put it on.
I've got it open. He's not in there right now. It looks like. Nope, he's there.
Oh no.
We were caught.
Now we have to behave ourselves.
Gross.
All right.
All right. Go on, John. Do some talking.
Other things to discuss. A lot of our shows are a little bit on hold right now, still with the situation with the virus going on. Harris County, which is where we are located in Texas, has just done another shelter-in-place order. And so, more than likely, that means that we are not going to host live games here at the house for a little bit longer. Uh, just the way it goes. But we will try to still have content. This coming Tuesday, we will have the next episode of our new stream, which is Tomes of Isolation.
Mm-hmm. Tomes of Isolation.
And it'll
You named it.
be, yeah,
Dang it.
and it'll be a continuation of Roxy doing Alone Against the Frost. And then Thursday next week, we'll figure out something. I will find something to do, or maybe Matt will, or maybe, who knows, maybe we'll go ahead and do our Animal Crossing stream. Who knows? So, something will be there. But all things considered, we're going to go ahead and dive into tonight's game, which is Scritch Scratch.
There you go. You got it.
All right. And I do have audio tracks prepared.
Okay, well, I have the volume on, so whenever you want to add it.
I have it. They're probably just very quiet.
No, I can hear 'em.
All right.
Can you all hear them?
I can hear birds.
Can you hear me? Can you feel me near you?
I'm going to read a little bit of the background. Now, this is an interesting version. I'm going to talk out loud as a GM as I'm going through this because prepared this in one day. There are no prompts in this scenario. So it's pretty much supposed to be ran from memory. So I'm going to read a few things here and there.
Really?
Yeah.
How strange.
Yep. It's a little bit different. And
A lot of bit different, it sounds like.
Yeah. But what it says is the road leading into Muscoby is fairly new. But the route through the steep hills as it winds its way to the village is an ancient one. Once through the pass and over the crest of the hill, the village can be seen laid out in the valley below. Although it's hard to make out too many details through the steadily falling drizzle. A rather oversized car park, also new, marks the entrance to Muscoby, and a single road snakes through the cluster of homes that form the village, before petering out a little bit to the north. And I'm going to kind of cut off the description there because the rest of it's really meant for the GM only. But all things considered, our table is a conglomeration of people who have come together to film a TV show. For this TV show, the idea was a small production that follows a cleaner who goes to interesting and out-of-the-way locations to clean homes and do renovation work. And I think it's at this point that we'll go ahead and go around the table and meet some of our players and let them tell us what their characters look like and what they do for this production.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and start off with Shawn, if you think you're ready.
I believe I'm ready.
All right.
So, Paul is a cleaner, though he does have a background in science. Where did he go? He's a bit of a dreamer. He's quiet. He's vain and a bit of a know-it-all, and he does like to keep himself fit. So I'm physically fit, but I'm in my 40s and I'm starting to turn a little gray. So I kind of dye my hair to hide that fact. Because I have a degree in, let's say, chemistry, I believe that science has all the answers, and there's nothing that the scientific method can't explain.
Okay. And so for your character, a little bit more of the physical description. What does he wear and things like that?
Right now I've got on like protective clothing that you would wear when like cleaning out a house, like a heavy jumpsuit, boots, gloves, baseball cap on, probably a pair of clear eye protection just to keep all the dust and grit from flying in my face when I'm doing my cleaning. I'm probably about 5'11", Um, good build, but not overly muscular.
Okay. Let's go then, and we'll talk with. How about Sam playing Tom Chambers, I believe.
Tom Chambers.
All right.
Tom is getting to middle age, short and stocky with a broken nose. He's probably thinning on top. Probably not the best in terms of looking good. He probably has like shirts with spots on it. Like he had to eat really quick and got food on him.
Been there.
Yeah. He's basically a film. He basically films. He's a photographer slash film guy, and kind of talks a lot about what he knows, like to the point of making everyone find other things to do, probably. It's like, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, yeah. He basically carries clothing, standard clothing, camera equipment, and he has a hip flask that he sips from when he thinks no one is looking.
But we're always looking.
But he can be pretty arrogant when it comes to his field of expertise, area of expertise, but probably would get arrogant about other stuff.
Nice.
Okay.
Right, and I do have in the layout on the off to the side, to the right of the screen, you should be able to see the provided character art and some details about just basic details and their ideologies are on the screen.
Awesome. Thank you. Roxy, of course, is our producer, does a lot of work behind the scenes, getting all this stuff set up, the layout, the design. A lot of it is her, and so thank you so much for
You're welcome. I
throwing
think
this together as
Yeah,
quickly
she's
as I
okay.
had to.
Shut up, Sam.
Gah,
God.
gah.
Whoa.
All right.
Suddenly rain.
Suddenly rain.
So do you want me to introduce myself?
absolutely.
Or I think I'm ready now. I'm to a place where I feel comfortable with what is on the screen. And you know what? If y'all don't like it, you can just tell me about it later, and I won't care.
I'll be leaving a 1-star review.
What? Not a 1-star review. The one thing I do notice that I'm going to fix real fast, and then I'm going to introduce myself.
Much
and
like whose line
Manda
is it
Peterson.
anyways? You know, the reviews mean nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm Roxanne, and you all should be pretty familiar with me. I'm on everything we do here, I think, for the most part. And you can find me online at @RuWorks. Tonight I am playing Manda Peterson, whose character sheet I have not yet pulled up, but I'm gonna. But I believe I'm a 27-year-old female. I am the director of this show. I'm the director. I'm the director. So everyone has to listen to me. But I feel like this show is going to be my big break. Hoarders hit it big. We're going to hit it bigger. And so I'm Manda Peterson, director, producer, 27, female. As you can see, my ideology is girl power had a huge impact on me. And I am happy to fight along with my sisters to break that glass ceiling. So there's some other interesting things about her background that I'm going to just let come out during gameplay. I saw her About Me section on the back. Like her on the character sheets it says important people or meaningful people in meaningful locations. There's some stuff that Manda's into that I'm like, you know what? I can.
Oh,
Well, you know.
this is a family-friendly show.
This is, and you know,
Is
we'll
it?
see how it
Yeah.
goes.
Oh, okay.
We, as I say in the family-friendly game store I work for, we are family-friendly. We are not family-making. We're in the business of being family friendly, not family making. So we don't get paid for that.
Oh, they do it for-
But we do have a Patreon. No, I was kidding.
So yeah, I like to wear, Manda likes to wear power suits, even though it's kind of an old-fashioned idea. But she's like, you know what? No, it represents what I'm trying to put out there, which is who run the world? Girls. So
Better question is, in that power suit, did she take out or leave in the shoulder pads?
Oh,
you
leave
know, it
them in?
depends on how tall I want to be that
Oh.
day.
Be a doorway. Be a door in the doorway.
Just I'm gonna have the Romulan shoulder pads.
Yeah, there you go. Man, those things put out an eye out.
They would, and I mean they wore carpet swatches. They were wearing upholstery with huge cushions in the shoulders.
Oof.
So yeah,
right.
they were prickly people. But yeah, so that's Manda Peterson. She's here to tell y'all what to do.
So, as the show's producer and also as, to some extent, the show's star, both of you are aware of an opportunity that came up in a location known as the village of Muscoby. So, Muscoby is a very small, you can't even call it a town. It is more of a village. It is a single road town almost. While there are other streets, this is one of those locations where a winding road goes through, and that's about it.
I'm presuming this is East Coast.
This is the northeastern coast.
I mean, it is Cthulhu, so most things happen up
Yeah,
there.
pretty much.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
But tourism has gotten to be a very big thing in this area. Hikers, urban explorers, people who are like, hey, let's go out and let's see this location. Let's go walk these trails. There are these old homes left over from the Revolutionary War, things of that nature out there. And so, sensing the trend, the village of Muscoby has hopped on board. In fact, your group arrives at this oversized car park outside the village. In fact, there's probably room for more cars in the car park than there is on the streets of the village. If that gives you an idea of what their dreams and desires were. But our two leaders of this, what do y'all like to be called? You're not team production.
I mean, we are kind of a production team, so.
So,
What is the name of our show?
oh, that's a really good question. It didn't give me that.
It didn't give you that?
No, it didn't
What-
give me that.
What would we call our cleaning show? We're not hoarders. We can't infringe on TLC.
Clean
Let's
slate.
see.
Ooh, clean slate.
I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
There you go. Wow. You just earned your pay.
Yay! I'm done.
Value member of the team.
This is why I keep you around, Tom.
Of course.
Of course, of course.
But the village of Muscoby was looking for somebody to come in and do some cleaning and helping to prepare this location for the tourism trade. So by and large, they're like, we still have some of the families that have lived in this area for a long time, still residing here, and overseeing some of the businesses. But many of the families just pulled up stakes and left, and their homes are rented out by various groups who've, think bed and breakfast, and all those kind of things where it's like, what's the internet thing where it's like,
Airbnb?
yeah, Airbnb. Just absentee landlords who have basically said, here's this home. We'll renovate it really quick and we'll put it up on the internet and people can come stay. And so it's maintained still because of that, this small town feel.
Okay.
But they were looking for somebody to come and clean, do a heavy duty cleaning on this one place. It's a cottage, and the description that they gave it was Old Gertine's cottage.
Okay.
but that is about it. And they have offered, for what you've guessed the size of this place is, they've offered a pretty substantial amount of money. Uh, and so the opportunity to help out their local tourism business, be someplace like this, because I mean, even though it's a one-road town, it's a dead-end one-road town. So,
You know.
yeah.
Dead and bad.
I will have a slight sneer. They look around. Oh,
Okay.
Don't insult the people yet, Tom.
But roughly, there are probably anywhere from 10 to 15 structures in the town. And that leaves us with the question of, you have a goal. They didn't really give you an address. What
Okay.
is, they just said, we have a cottage, we need it cleaned, here's what we're
Oh,
willing to
that's-
pay you.
that's all your thing. You're the one that deals with that.
Oh,
Mr.
me?
Director.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your group had traveled to this location,
They just
and
didn't
I
give
would
us an
say,
address?
yeah,
Sorry
they
about
told
that.
you, here's the car park, we can go from there, but for the most part, it's the most central location for everybody to meet from the crew.
Okay. But I
What
don't
was
have
the
an
name of the
address.
cottage again?
Old Gertines or something
Yeah,
like that?
Old Gertines.
We do have, by the way, GM, I do have the handouts. There are
Yes.
3 handouts, so if we ever do
Yeah.
need to reference them, I do have them available.
Yep.
But they didn't give us an address. They just told us to meet in this car park and said,
Well, they basically said, we'd love to hire you for this.
oh, okay, so.
Yeah.
So,
Amanda, you didn't get an address?
I don't know. This was a weird thing, but it sounded like, we're trying to get this show off the ground. I really wanted to, we got to bite at whatever leads we can get.
Yeah, well, let's find a shop and see if the local can tell us where this place is.
Yeah, did they tell me anything? Did they just called it that? Did they tell me anything about how bad it needs to be cleaned? Like, level of. Was there something that would have whet my appetite for this is going to be the show that makes us?
Not too much.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, for the most part, and your sound tech and your camera tech are already out there taking,
Oh, they're at the.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the camera tech.
He's the camera.
Oh, you're
guy.
the camera tech. Okay.
So.
The
Am I
sound
chiming
tech is
with
out
them?
there
Oh.
recording sound, getting idea.
Okay. Yeah. We don't have his wife. We
Ah.
don't have the other cleaner player.
Okay.
So, but yeah, he's the cameraman.
All right. Well, I'm basically saying that the sound tech is out there, and they're
Starting to set up. So I'm
well,
going
they're
to give.
yeah getting supporting and supporting footage
What
or at least
was-
some audio that can be used for the show.
What was her name?
Uh,
I'm looking.
You're looking.
It's in the other pre-gen file I have. I just got to get there.
So, am I with the sound guy or with her?
No, you're with me.
With,
He just didn't realize that was your role.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry about
Let's
that.
see. Yeah, get with it, keeper.
I'm so
That's okay.
terrible. God.
We'll just beat you with soap
What was her
and
name?
a sock.
Ellie? Something
Let's go
like
with
that? Yeah, if you want to play this adventure at home, there are 3 other parts that we do not have filled for this. So we have.
My wife.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I just realized I did?
What's up?
Shawn's got his real name instead of his character name under his name. So we're going to do a little quick change here. He's Paul.
I figured it was just because I was special.
He's Tom
you
Baker.
You so special. He's not Tom Baker.
Oh.
Stop it. Tom Baker's my favorite doctor.
He is the good doctor.
He is the good doctor. But let's see. Yeah, so you can play Paul's wife,
Mhm.
Shirley. You can play his nephew, Simon. And you can play the sound designer or the sound tech.
Yeah. Yeah,
believe her
the
name's Ellie.
scenario is designed for 2 to 6 players. And if you really want to, they give notes to where you could actually just use the location and the overall plot line and instead have a forensic team come in.
That'd be cool. I'm imagining, has anyone here, probably not, maybe Shawn, I don't think you have, but Sunshine Cleaning Company?
No, I
You
know
and
the
I
reference.
started to watch it.
Did we?
Yeah, we started to
I
watch
love that
it.
movie. It's
And
fantastic.
yeah,
It makes me cry at parts. It's about a woman. I don't remember what she does at the start of the film, but her and her sister decide to go into business cleaning up crime scenes.
Oh,
But they're not licensed. They just start doing it,
gotcha.
and then they have to get. It's a whole thing. But it's more about her and her sister's relationship. But it's kind of they're cleaning up horrible, gory trailers. But that's kind of what I pictured at first. But yeah, it sounds more like it's a hoarders type show. But it can be whatever we want.
okay.
Well, let's see.
We're already committed to the hoarder.
Yeah,
cleaning,
yeah, yeah,
so-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, basically, my character set up a specialized cleaning firm.
Yeah.
So I will clean up any mess, and with my background, I will come up with some kind of chemical that will strip away the filth.
I'm also going to look around while I reach out to Ellie or Emily or whatever her name is. It actually probably makes sense that my character doesn't really remember her name. I'm just like, sound girl.
So much for that girl power thing.
I
That's
know, right?
true. That's
I
true.
know.
And well, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, I support her in breaking the glass ceiling, whatever symbol women use. I
Except
don't
when
know what it
I'm
is.
the glass ceiling.
Well, yeah,
Except when I've achieved more than the other female in the party.
that's right. We don't actually get along too well, but that's just
It kind of reminds me of the joke. I support women breaking through the glass ceiling. Gives me the chance to look up.
oh, boo! That's a Tom Chambers statement right
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
That is a Tom Chambers statement. Gross.
Okay, so.
But
sorry.
yeah, so I'm going to call her, but I'm also going to kind of look around because if it's got a name in a town this small, it's probably like maybe an historical site or there's a signpost for it somewhere that it serves some purpose prior to, it's obviously doesn't anymore, but maybe it was around during one of the wars and it was set up as I don't know, like an infirmary or something. So.
While she's doing that, I'm going to find a shop or something and go in and ask a local.
Okay.
It doesn't say it on my character sheet, but something tells me this character would have a pack of cigarettes.
Not too far down
Light
the
up.
road.
I'm gonna light up.
I mean, look, if you want to, we can look at handout number 2 to some extent.
Okay. And I am going to go ahead and call Ellie while I'm looking for a la map.
Okay.
So.
There you go. So you can see the huge car park.
Not Muscoby like duck, but Muscoby
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Scooby.
Not Scooby.
But there, you can pretty much walk or drive into town a little bit further, and within about 3 buildings, not too far away from the car park, is a structure that appears to have a sign out front that says Lucy's Tea Shop.
Okay.
We're having to carry our equipment.
I think we're gonna drive. We're gonna drive down into town. Yeah. I think we're just meeting here. I'm gonna drive over to the tea shop. I'll park out front, and we're not carrying equipment. It's raining.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Just leave it in the
I
trunk.
put my cigarette out, right? Just lit up.
Oh, you can smoke in the car. I don't care.
Oh, excellent. Company car. Sweet.
Blow it out the window. Blow
Must
it out your
you-
window.
And Tom would not care.
We might be in a separate car than your cleaning van, Paul. So, do you want me
But-
to take that map down?
Yeah, go ahead and change that back out.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, so as you proceed into town, it looks like it is the converted post office. Like it has a really old, rustic look to it. But out front, where the sign for the post office had been, it now says Lucy's Tea Shop. One of
Nice.
those old-style wooden swinging signs.
Is there anybody inside?
Going through the door, as the door opens, you hear that classic, that brass bell sound of that latched bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And inside, you're hit by the smell of fresh baking. You look around, and there are, jars of jam, fresh flowers, picnic tables, like rustic-style picnic tables with, those tablecloths. What is it? It's not quite lace. It's a little bit thicker than that.
Okay. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I don't know what the name is.
But it has that almost quaint, what archetypical kind of American idea of what a British tea shop should look
Sure,
like.
sure.
Probably packed full of potpourri.
Hmm. And as the doorbell rings, there is a middle-aged woman walks out, and she is wearing a kind of a traditional waitress, uniform.
I kind of give her a little bit of an eye, just because she's probably in a dress and an apron.
Mhm. It is
It's
that
Lucy's
that
tea shop.
that cute all yellow kind of dress with that white apron over the top of it, and just sees the group of you come in, and there are a few other people scattered about. Looks like they might be enjoying maybe some coffee and a sandwich or something. But she walks in, sees the group of you, and says, please, come on in, have a seat. I'll be with you in just one moment."
Is there an awning in front of this?
Very
Sure.
small one.
You gonna smoke out there?
Well, no, I was thinking of something else, but that worked well. Really
I will not take a seat. I'm going to. You live around here?
Are you asking one of the patrons?
No, the waitress.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, yeah, of course. Just one second. And she finishes bringing out a few drinks to the people sitting there, and finally wipes her hands on her apron and walks up and says, Pardon me. So I'm Lucy Albright.
Oh, of Lucy's tea shop thing.
Well, yeah, yes. So I take it you're the crew here for the. She's looking at the amount of people. She's like, for the cleaning job.
Oh,
Yeah.
partly crew. I mean, I'm kind of the star.
Oh, nobody told me that this was going to be some sort of production.
Well, it is. We are the production team behind Clean Slate, and
I'm certain you probably worked it all out with the with the Chamber of Commerce and the council people involved. But for the most part, there aren't too many people still here in town. I mean, other than just the regulars. But so you're headed out to Old Gertine's cottage, correct?
Well, we're trying to. We
Trying
don't
to.
have an address.
yeah. How do we
Ooh.
get there?
Oh, so pretty much all you have to do is follow the old road. I mean, just straight down the middle road and continue out of town. And it's going to take you maybe a half mile. You'll pass some fields. The road is fully paved and everything else.
Okay.
That's not even a problem. But 1 second. And she goes over to the register and pulls out a key and brings it over to you and says, yeah, the council members basically said that I should expect some guests coming into town, and left the key with me to go ahead and pass over to you.
How interesting. Well, I appreciate that, Lucy. Good on you for owning your own business
Well,
in a
thank
small
you.
town. I'm sure it's lovely, but we do have a production schedule to keep. So
Well,
I'll just be taking
one
that key.
one moment. Lucy, we haven't seen the house yet. I mean, usually people that hire my services, the houses are quite in a disaster. Do you know anything about this house? I mean, has it been vacated very long? I mean, did something happen? A fire, busted water pipe, something that would require specialized cleaning?
I doubt it has any plumbing out there.
Wait, what? No plumbing.
Yeah, it's It's a pretty old cottage. It's been there for quite a long time.
Has anybody lived in it recently?
Not in a while. If anybody wants to make a psychology roll based on that, does anybody have
I
psychology?
have psychology.
I have none, but I will make a roll and see if I can get it.
Let's see. So,
I did not get it.
What are we making a roll for?
so on your character sheet.
Yeah, I do have psychology, but is this like a
Yeah.
passive kind of roll?
It-
So
I guess?
psychology is kind of like your insight roll.
Yeah,
Oh.
psychology
You're reading people.
doesn't necessarily mean the degree or anything else. It's just literally the ability to read other people, pick up on emotions and things of that nature. Some of
People
it,
lying,
yeah.
exaggerating.
And the way that role-playing games go these days, it pretty much is the insight roll.
Okay, now there are two other numbers
Okay.
behind it.
So for
I didn't make up anyway,
oh, that's all right. So well, let me. What was your roll?
but my roll is 70.
And what were you trying to make?
The main number is 65, but then
Okay.
there's also 32 and 13.
So in Call of Cthulhu, you have 3 degrees of success. You have regular, hard, and extreme.
Oh, gotcha.
A regular success is when you meet or are below your target number.
I figured that.
So
yeah.
you're 65%. The 32 next to it is your half, rounded down because it'd be 32 and a half. So that's your half threshold of 65, which would be a hard success. And then if you happen to roll under 20% of that 65, you would, which is the 13, so a fifth of it. That's an extreme success, and of course a 1 is a critical
Gotcha.
success. But an extreme success often behaves very similarly to a critical success. It's kind of like a crit margin.
Gotcha.
But
My rising ire clouded my ability to.
now I will tell you,
Yeah,
you
no.
do have a luck score at the top. There's a track below your hit points that
Oh,
says
yeah.
luck. What is your luck currently at?
50.
Okay, so luck is a roll that he might call on us to roll for, and you'd want to
Yes.
get below 50. But luck is also kind of a mechanical currency. So if you wanted to get information from this roll, you could spend 5 of your luck points and get down to a regular success.
Oh, so,
So
one
it's
for one.
one for one to
Gotcha. Ooh, that's kind of
lower
nice.
your roll.
Yeah.
However, if you spend luck that way and you do have to have a luck roll, it makes it harder.
It does make it harder because
To
now
pass
your
the luck
luck
roll.
threshold is reduced.
I
Just for in this case, I did make it. I
Okay.
made almost a hard success, but it is just a regular success. 38 under 65.
Now, if I were to make it,
Yes.
could I fudge it using luck to make it a hard
You could.
success? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You could. Yep.
So you
luck
can
is
manipulate it.
luck can be used on, I believe, any roll, success or fail, except for in combat. Any
Gotcha.
combat-related rolls cannot be
I will
fudged.
spend all of my luck
right now.
on this one roll,
That's right.
bring it down. To
This exact moment.
Anyway, my apologies.
No, no,
No, no.
Like
It's
John
always-
said, I've never played. So
Yeah, it's
never-
it's always good to kind of go over the basics of the system. So, and we had not done that yet because I was too busy staring at the screen and fixing things. So,
And honestly, it's a great way for our audience to learn as well.
Oh, okay.
So.
That's fine.
yeah.
You notice that she seems very tense talking about it. When you, especially when you brought up previous tenant, she's like, nobody's lived there for a while.
We really need to head out there, Paul. I'm gonna have to make a phone call. So if you want to stay behind with your van, that's fine. But I'm gonna have to. Tom and I need to get out there and set up some stuff. This is a unexpected turn of events that I was not aware of. So
I'm going to follow you out, but excuse me, Lucy, you said there was no plumbing. Is there electricity out there?
Yeah,
I pause at the door and I'm like,
there is electricity.
okay.
Okay, good, great, thank
Okay.
you. We can do without the plumbing, but we really kind of need electricity for what we're going to do.
We
Typical-
can do
ti-
without plumbing.
Typical man, do without plumbing. Some of us can't pee against the house, okay?
Oh, I'm sure there's an outhouse out there.
All right.
Okay,
is this?
I'm gonna get in the car and I'm getting on the phone with the executive producers and the logistics team, and I'm gonna be like, did we schedule like porta potties, or have we discussed, because there's no plumbing at this property, and we're gonna be there for a hot minute, so we're gonna need some porta potties.
Okay, so what are you doing? You're trying to make a phone call?
I'm calling higher ups at the production company.
Go
While
ahead and
you're
give
driving?
go ahead and give me a luck roll.
Tom's driving
And I'm complaining.
and complaining.
I'm complaining about this.
I'm like, Tom, please,
No.
please follow the road. We're gonna. I have
I
to.
can't believe this as I'm driving. Looking back at you.
What kind of roll did you want me to?
Make a luck roll.
A luck roll.
I was going to
I'm-
take framing shots.
I'm not very lucky, but I rolled a 10, and that's 10 under 40. So that is definitely, I could bump that 2 points and make it an extreme success. But I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep my heart success.
Okay.
My luck is already pretty low.
You
40
have-
is pretty low.
Cell phone coverage out here is not great, but you managed to get enough bars to make a phone call.
I cannot urinate
We're in
in
a
comfort.
1980s horror flick now.
Yeah, I cannot urinate in comfort. I cannot call my BFF. Nor can I connect to Apple Music out here and listen to my tunes in my AirPods. And you're telling me now that
I gotta have my Anne Murray, damn it.
I'm gonna text a little snarky comment to Manda saying, "Hey, if you're lucky, there's a Sears catalog in the outhouse."
I thought that was just there for toilet paper. That was the lore that I heard as a child.
So what did we...
Yeah. So
What
did
did we
I
learn?
Was I
Right.
able to call with my heart
yeah,
success?
you
Okay. Good.
you do manage to call, and they're like, "No, there's plumbing there. We were assured there was plumbing there. Everything should be fine. Just I don't think people have been out there much before. Whoever lived there, we understood
Did
was
they?
kind of a hermit.
Okay. Well, if nobody has lived out here in a while, did they at least? So when you talked to Chamber of Commerce, they turned on the utilities there.
Yes.
Okay. What time of year is this? Am I going to be worried about being comfortable?
Well, it's I will say it's autumn because it is kind of a rainy season.
So it's a little cool.
Yeah.
I can handle some rain. I have a nice parka.
So there's plumbing out there.
There's plumbing, and there's electricity. We should be okay. Utilities have been restored,
Probably.
which is good because can you imagine running a extension cord from some junction box somewhere? I mean, this show is gonna be big if we just get a little break, okay? We just give me a freaking break. But thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day. And I hang up.
And y'all
Right.
depart the tea shop.
Yep, I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow them in my van.
Oh no, we left. I was in the car. We were driving out there.
Okay. As you're in the vehicle, you do pass about the next building down, which is it's a good space. It's maybe about 50, 60 feet away from the tea shop, is a pub. And as you pass the pub, looking over at it, it has a sign out front calling it. Let me find that. I believe it's
Biogeo?
called. No.
Biogeo?
Dang it. I believe it is called the the Rat Catcher's Arms
What is
Weird.
this?
pub.
Oh, a pub.
Rat Catcher's Arms.
Rat Catcher's Arms.
Been in worse.
But there are a few guys out front. Looks like they're bringing in a few things, and they watch your cars drive by. But kind of get the idea these are some blue collar workers for the area, but they don't seem to pay you mind, and they really don't seem aggravated or upset that you're there. They're just paying attention as you drive past.
Okay.
The boxes, are they carrying boxes?
Mhm.
Totes? What?
Looks like crates, some pretty heavy stuff.
Beer, presumably, alcohol? Okay.
But as you depart, even that, within moments, it feels like you are out of the village.
Okay.
2 more buildings, and it's like the road spits you out.
Nice.
What time of day is it, by the way?
We'll go ahead and say that it is mid-morning at this point.
Okay, excellent.
But a little row of trees separates the village. It looks like the place has a kind of a quaint small town charm to them, and it's like city, row of trees, and you're back out in the countryside. Vast fields separated by rows of trees and old stone walls. And you continue down. The road winds a few times. And off in the distance to the right, you see an old steeple. You even see a sign along the road, probably fairly new, that says Historic Church, half a mile.
Cool.
And it's right as you get to one of the turns on this road that you see that there is, then the storms, a tree has come uprooted and is now blocking the road.
Ah, for crying out. Scourge. We got a problem.
Do I have cell signal out here?
No.
I'm gonna hop out of my van and go look at the tree.
I'll join you.
Very large, old oak stretches out across the road. It has pulled up part of the ground with it on the other side. Just looks like the roots had rotted out and it fell over.
And no way we can drive in the grass to get around it into
No.
the field.
No, there are stone walls kind of just a little ways off of the path, kind of, right up against the road.
I'm guessing you don't have a chainsaw in your car, do you?
No, not that kind of cleanup.
Damn.
There is also a break in the stone wall and what appears to be an older footpath departing it.
Well, Tom, looks like we're hoofing it. Manda, you might want to put your sneakers on. We're gonna have to walk from here if we want to get to the house.
I am dressed in smart casual, thank you.
I'm pretty sure you've got sneakers in your backpack
I
or your
have
bag.
sneakers. I have a good pair of protective boots that I can wear.
If I may make a suggestion, why don't we wait at the church? Wait till it kind of clears up. That way we're not walking around in the rain.
Yeah, I'm not carrying all this equipment in the rain. There's just too much. So, yeah,
Well,
if we
I
could-
wasn't suggesting we created equipment. Let's just go get everybody else that's at the house and get them back here to help us haul the equipment up.
How far are we from the church?
Not that far.
We just passed it.
It looks like this footpath almost leads to it.
But it's a historic church. It doesn't talk about having services.
No. It says historic. There, like I said, there was a sign said historic church in
Sure.
a half mile, and yeah,
But it's only a footpath to the church. We can't drive to the
No.
church.
just a footpath.
Gross. Ugh. Okay. And how far are we from the house, roughly? Can I see it yet?
No, you have no idea how far the house
Okay, yeah.
is.
Well, we're definitely not
Definitely
walking to
going
the
to the church?
house. Yeah, we're gonna go to the church because
I'm gonna go in the back of my van. I'm gonna pull out my tool belt that has basic tools on it, like a mag light, the hammer, screwdrivers, pliers, wire strippers. Kind of throw that over my shoulder to take with us.
I'll park the van on the side of the road, take what I can, and we'll just lock the van up and wait till we can pick it up later. I'll take a picture of the tree very sarcastically. This is the beginning of our trip.
yeah, this is where I parked my car in case I forget.
This is where we had to walk.
All right, so we go to the church.
Okay. You begin to make your way across this footpath, which leads you through a series of yew trees.
Okay. Me trees.
Yes, yew.
Sorry. Sorry.
And there is a row of hedges and a singular gate, very narrow. And it says in a wooden signpost next to it, the Kissing Gate.
Some church.
Well, it's one of those. It's narrow enough that only one person could go through it, and so it'd be very easy for you to turn around and block somebody. And yeah, as
Ah,
Oh, I see.
I guess one at a time. Who wants to go first?
Me. And I'm the director. And I walk through.
Right.
I stumble through with all of my camera equipment.
I'll follow
So
after.
it is an arched gate, like I said, but it is also a partially roofed gate, also known as a lich gate. And you walk through, and just beyond to your left, you see a series of really old tombstones.
Sorry, you talked to Siri.
Sorry, I have no idea
Yeah.
how that happened.
Oh, was it
Oh,
yours? Okay.
Yeah, it was mine.
Because of what I said.
Ah.
He said series.
Series of.
Gotcha. Sorry.
That's fine. It happens.
Before leading to an old church that seems well taken care of because more likely desiring to keep it up as a historic landmark. But it's old. Part of the facades are are pretty much like masoned stone, with walls being also wood.
Well, this is promising.
It's old enough.
As long as we can get inside, this is fine.
In fact, does anybody have a history skill?
Do I?
If anybody wants to make a history roll.
I seriously doubt it, but
I know
let's.
the history of Jim Beam.
I actually have a history roll, so
Oh,
let's see
wow.
what's up here. It's weird. I did not make it. That's an 82 over 60. It's a
har-
church.
Yeah.
It's old.
It's a church. You really can't
Maybe it's
hazard
made of
guess how long it has been here. There is no bell tower on it, but there is just a brass bell that has been mounted under the canopy of the doorway that sits before you. It looks like there is a door on the west side of the building and also a main door on pretty much the south facing.
It's like
Okay.
the old Taco Bells. They had that. They had a facing, and they had like this little arch.
Yeah, because they look like missions.
Yeah, and they had a little bell on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Man,
thought
now I
of that.
want tacos.
Who doesn't? Goodness.
After game.
But looking at the exterior walls and everything else, like I said, very well taken care of. And are you all going to just go straight through that western door?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotta get out of the rain. Apparently, we're gonna melt.
The door is
Hey, it's sensitive equipment.
Apparently,
Thank
we're.
you.
If you want to sit out here, what's your name? Paul. If you
Professor.
want to sit out here, Paul, is his wife with him? Are we treating his wife as NPC?
let's say no for right now.
Okay. If you want to wait out here, Paul, that's fine. But remember, your Just for Men is going to leak out of your face if you're out here too
Ooh.
long.
How'd you know?
Because you already have a little brown drip right here on your temple.
I'm actually having fun right now.
Get in the church.
All right,
Someone
all right,
else
all
is
right.
getting
Power of Christ compels you. Get in the church.
Oof.
All right. So, getting inside the church, there are no lights, there are no candles. It is pretty much just a little bit darker than daylight outside because of the amount of windows.
Okay.
Chairs.
This is cheery.
Yeah. Old style chairs, folding chairs, are leaning up against the wall in one area.
No, are there pews?
There are no pews.
Hold
And
on.
an
That doesn't
altar-
bode well.
An altar sits at the far end. It's actually a fairly nice sized church for these, for the size community that you could imagine being here. More than likely, people came here from great distance.
I'll shout, hello?
Kind of echoes through there. Go ahead and give me a listen roll.
All of us? Or just
Yeah.
Wake up, iPad.
Nope. That would be a negatory.
That's a negatory.
I got, oh, you know what? I'm going to spend a luck on that. I'm going to spend 1 luck, and I now have. That is a hard success.
Hard success. Those of you who got your successes, you hear the sound of something skittering.
Gross.
When he yells out, it's as if a whole bunch of things ran away.
Tom, what was that? Or not Tom. Paul,
What?
what was that? That sounded like life,
I didn't
What?
hear anything.
living things.
What?
I didn't hear anything. Tom, did you hear anything?
No.
I have a vague memory of creatures like mice in my parents' house when I was a kid, and
In
it
real
sounded
life?
like
In real life
there was
or-
rodentia
Oh.
Which direction did you hear it from?
everywhere.
I'm gonna click
Running
on my
dark.
mag
Moving
light.
away.
I'm gonna click on my mag light and
It
start
was
shining it
moving
around, see if I
away.
can see
All
anything.
right. Shining your mag light around, you begin to pick up on different pieces of architecture as well as furniture here in the building. There is actually near the entrance, there is a bookshelf, and that smell of kind of stale mold. So, shining your light on it, you'll see that it's kind of run down. The books that are sitting on it show signs of age and also telltale marks of things gnawing on them.
I'm gonna go take a closer look at the books.
Okay. The books are essentially just hymnals. This looks
Mhm.
like where they stored all that. But as you're approaching that end of the church, what catches your attention more is a very ornate stone edifice over the door.
Is that her again?
I have to-
She likes me. What can we say?
What did I tell her that one night? I was like, turn off for 2 hours or something like that. And she went, "Bloop."
Yeah.
Actually, can I turn serious?
Yeah, just actually, you could just mute your phone.
I did.
Really?
it doesn't- it
She's
doesn't-
overriding
It
even the
doesn't-
switch on the
It
side.
doesn't mute the volume. Oh, there we go. Listen for Hey Siri.
Don't listen.
Dun,
Okay,
dun,
we'll see if that
dun.
works.
But it is a hewn and carved, not so much carved, but large stone, probably over 100 years as far as
Where is
construction.
this, by the way?
At the front door.
Oh, okay,
Where,
so we
you
just
know-
passed it.
Well, he was walking over towards the bookcase that held all the hymnals.
Oh, well, I see what you're saying. Okay, we walked in, and he's just now moving up there. Okay.
And it's a arched doorway, very ornate. But over the top of it is a sculpture that appears to be a face with green vines of various kinds, kind of emerging from it, as well as surrounding it, wrapping around different pieces of the masonry, and even so much as going up to what appears to be a balcony right above it, kind of wrapping around the edge. I mean, it's incredibly ornate.
So is this an actual plant or like a sculpture?
It is a sculpture.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Uh,
Subtle.
What in the world is that?
I've
and
never
feel
seen
free to
anything like
make
that in a church.
a history check on that.
That's all you.
And if someone wants to, they can also make a science check.
What kind of science? 'Cause
Biology or botany.
I will do biology.
I made a history check. I made 40 under 60.
All right.
I got a 1 on my biology check.
Nice.
All right.
The vines
Critical
and the
knowledge.
leafing around this face, you would know, looking at it, that those are oak leaves, which is very common to the woods in this area.
Interesting.
So we'll go there, and then we're going to go up, and what do I need to find? Here we go. The historic information on what is called the Green Men.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read this off. I think y'all easily absorb this. But originally known as Foliot Heads until Julia Lady Raglan renamed them in her article The Green Man in Church Architecture in a folklore journal of 1939. The true roots of these leafy faces are uncertain. Although predominantly thought of as a European phenomenon, with its heyday between the 12th and 15th centuries Common Era, far older examples from the Middle East and Asia, possibly dating back to at least 300 BCE, are also known. Frequently found as stone carvings in churches and other ecclesial buildings, there is no one defining style of the Green Man. Some have faces made entirely of leaves, whereas others have only their hair, eyebrows, and beards depicted as foliage. Some are seen to spew vines and branches from their mouths, eyes, and nostrils. The so-called uttering or disgorging heads are a form popular in Britain in the Anglican churches, whereas others will not have these things. Just what the Green Man represents is as ambiguous as its appearance. It may be a pagan nature spirit or a god co-opted by Christianity, a symbol of fertility, death, and or rebirth, or a purely decorative feature akin to a gargoyle or a grotesque. And I will say this because I've actually written a paper on that. These things actually exist. This is not something that's been made up for this scenario.
Notice how he just dropped that in.
Oh, yes, I did.
Drop that knowledge
I
bomb.
wrote a paper on it.
Well, the thing is, I was writing on, as my class writing on film, and we talked about the movie Legend with Tom Cruise, and the concept is that, of the Green Man, which Tom Cruise's character is a depiction thereof. Wearing green, living in the woods,
So a
kind of
druid.
wild. Yeah,
More druidic.
but
Lack of dental work.
it's a portion of our history that we don't pay much attention to, but people have always kind of, anybody that lives in the woods, oftentimes they co-opt kind of an image of it, like Robin Hood being, wearing green and wearing the green hat.
Well, I'm sure the Puritans had something to do with that.
Yeah. And so,
Expelling that
yeah,
from...
but just a part, in America, it's not really a part of our legends and lore.
Sure.
So,
I'm going to check my phone again because I need to get in touch with Ellie. If she's already out at the cottage, I need to let her know. Obviously, she didn't get stopped by this log, so I'm very interested in at least touching base with her.
she doesn't respond, but she says, signal bad. You get text back, signal bad. Here at cottage, everything looks fine.
I will try to text and say, stop. Excuse me, we're hitting the part of the night where I always yawn. Tree in road, stopped at old church.
She types back, strange. Wasn't there for me, but I guess I'm stuck here.
Well, and we're stuck not there. I'm going to try to call the city, Chamber of Commerce, whoever the contact I have.
Okay.
Is it
Local.
still raining, I assume?
Yeah. Can you hear the rain?
Yeah, I wasn't
Well,
sure
now
if that
it's
was still
stopped.
going on or not, because
I mean, we're inside the. Oh well, now it's.
now it's gone. Yeah.
No. Does that happen? I'm going to quote one of my favorite
Oh, is
parody
it gone?
films the
Yeah.
entire time. Now it's gone.
Now
As
it's
soon
gone.
as you
Okay.
asked, he shut it off.
I'm going to start taking framing shots of the church. Might as well do something while we're sitting here waiting.
Go ahead and give me a spot hidden roll.
Just him?
Yep.
Psst. I see a nice church. I am totally not making any rolls today.
All right.
But I will also con. Rain stopped.
Oh, good. Maybe we can start heading to the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I see anything of interest besides the Green Man? In
Go
this
ahead and give me a
church?
spot hidden check.
Man, I'm doing terrible on these rolls today.
Change them dice out. Put them in jail. Nope. I got a 97.
The only thing that catches your eye
I'm still trying to get my Apple Music to load, and I've decided that as soon as I get to somewhere with signal,
I
I am
need my
downloading.
Enya.
I'm downloading my favorite albums, all on there, because I need. In fact, she's probably kind of singing to kind of keep calm. You can hear,
Bridge over troubled waters.
she's probably doing.
I'm gonna like side glance at Tom and like, is she home?
Oh, I'm outside taking shots.
Oh, are you
Of the
outside?
cram-
Sorry.
Yeah.
So
You're
the
stuck on
one
your own
thing you
professor.
notice as you are departing from the church is nothing seems too out of place until you look above the altar. It is a very simple altar with a rusted iron cross sitting on it, not very ornate at
An
all.
iron cross?
An iron cross.
Not the iron cross.
Not the iron cross,
Okay.
just a iron
A cross made of iron. Okay, I was like, oh crap.
But
No bueno.
above the altar, looking at it, and you didn't notice it until you're leaving, but you notice that the stained glass above the altar, there's a small pane in which appears also the green man. But he seems to be looking down at it, sneering,
Looking down at the cross?
looking down at the altar.
Oh. And he's in the stained glass?
Yes.
Like, is he the center of the stained glass? Okay.
Oh my God, we're in the Wicker Man set.
Yeah.
I saw that movie.
No
Never seen it.
bees.
Well,
It never saw the original or the remake.
Manda saw it. I have not seen
Oh.
it. I'm in character.
Oh,
I've seen that movie. That was weird.
As
Um,
you're departing the church now, I take it everybody's going outside,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you were going to try and call.
I'm going to try and call the city to see if that tree can be moved.
You're actually going to not get any response.
I'm composing very quickly on my smart device a very angry email, strongly worded to the higher ups in the production company. And I'm, how can I work like this? I know I can't send it yet, but, which is probably good. I'll calm down in 20 minutes and reread it and see if I need to edit it before, I hit send and be like, listen here, jackholes. Get me to my site.
Paul is kind of rolling his eyes like, look, we can just get there. Walking is not going to kill us.
We don't even know how far away we are. We can't even see it.
Lucy said it wasn't even half a mile.
What, from town?
Yeah. Once we got out of town, it wasn't like half a mile down the road or.
I trust her judgment as a female business owner, but I feel like we would have seen it by now.
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to start heading down the road.
All right.
I'll take a good swig, grab my stuff, and go as much as I can.
And you had taken some establishing shots and everything else?
Yeah, of the church.
All right. As you're looking about, you also notice the gravestones at the cemetery that you kind of passed as you walked in. Kind of were in a hurry just to get out of the rain. But now you're taking a look around, taking some shots. You notice a few names, because a lot of the gravestones have them. The first name that kind of, that's like, well, that's kind of common, is Fletcher. But the second name that you see is
Fortescue.
Gertine. Spelled Gurteen.
Gurt.
EEN.
Hey, Manda,
Yes?
look what I found.
And I walk over and I'm like, is there more than just one, or is it just the one?
There are several going back decades.
Do they look like they're in succession?
Mhm.
Or do they look like some of them lived at the same time?
Some of them did live at the same time, but by and large, it looks like it's a family that has been here for a long time.
Look
Hey,
at
they
that.
have a family history.
They have, it's almost like the family cemetery. I mean, churches used to do this a lot, like their beloved members would be buried you know.
We're not in a rush, are we?
I mean, we're
I can take a couple of clips here. We can just
Yeah.
thread it in.
yeah.
All right.
Take some.
No, I think that sounds like
Continue
a
to
great
do
idea
that.
because this kind of establishes the importance of this cottage we're going to claim.
Yeah. So it all goes with the history of the property. So please do. Please do.
The production company texts you back.
Oh, I haven't sent my email.
Yeah,
Oh.
she didn't send the email.
Okay.
She wrote it very angrily.
Because I
but
didn't
send it.
have signal, so I didn't think I could send an email.
Okay.
But I would love if they called me, because I did try to call them earlier.
Okay. Then they will return your phone call. They basically are what seems to be the issue.
Well, actually, no. I was trying to call Chamber of Commerce.
Well, you tried to call the Chamber of Commerce and nobody picked up.
That's right. So I was writing an email to the production company. I already talked to them earlier about making sure the utilities were on.
Mhm.
But as far as it's the production company's not going to be able to help me get this out of the way. I mean, if they call me, I'll be like, okay, well, there's a tree has uprooted and blocked the way. We cannot get our vehicles with our equipment up there. We will have to carry it unless we can get somebody, and I can't get anybody in town to answer my call.
And who are you sending this to?
You said the production company
Yeah.
called me.
Okay. So well, when we talk to the people for the Chamber of Commerce, a lot of them don't live in the area anymore. But they said that you should, if there was any issues, there are a couple guys at the pub. I think they said young George. They seem to be looking through some notes. Young George, yeah. They said go by and talk to him. That a lot of the properties and other things in the area, he actually owns them. As far as like the local business people, he owns the pub.
Does he own the property that we're
He owns
renovating?
No, he owns the church, and he owns a few other buildings.
He should be called George the Younger right now.
Yeah.
His father, George the Elder.
It's funny. You said that. You said he should be. And the iPad now heard her name and said, hey, her name. Call George the Younger right now. And I'm like, no.
Hey Siri. Yeah, go into the
And you can
thing
turn
under
off her-
Siri.
And you
Go
can
under settings,
and turn off voice
Siri and search.
wake word.
Listen for blank and turn that off.
Okay.
And it does not respond.
Cool.
So we got to remember that next time. Sorry
But,
for the interruption.
No, that's all right.
No, you're good.
But yeah, so I'm frustrated by this, but I'm going to go ahead and be like, Paul, do you want to go on and start? Well, you already headed down the road, didn't you, Shawn?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like, okay, Tom, when you finish taking some shots, apparently we can go down to the pub and we're looking for a guy named George, and he apparently owns several of the properties around here. Maybe he can at least put us in touch with somebody who can get this. Somebody has to have a truck with a winch or something that can haul this.
Well, this is going to take me a little bit longer. Just go ahead and take the van.
Then I'm going to take the van and I'm going to go do it myself.
Okay.
I don't need,
Unless it's too
Once-
much for you.
once I get in the car and I've shut the door and I know the windows are up, I'm like, I don't need any of them anyway. Just do everything myself. I am the director. I will do this.
And
And
meanwhile, I'm going, it's about time she tried to do something.
and once I saw that the production company was able to get through, I have already set up all my music to download. So I'm hoping that some of my music is downloaded. I pipe it through the Bluetooth on the van, and I'm rocking out to
Sail away. by Enya.
to Love Thing by the Spice Girls as I'm driving down the road.
All
It's
right.
your love thing, it's your love thing, yeah, yeah. That's not how it goes, but it's close.
So
That's
you're
a disco song.
driving back into the village of Muscoby, which doesn't take too long.
No, apparently
I
not.
wish I could have gone to the pub.
You could have.
You
but
could
I
have.
have asked you to get me a beer. But I needed to.
I
set
know
up-
you have a hip flask.
I
Get your
know.
own beer. I'm not your servant.
I'm not satisfying your habit.
That's right. So,
So-
I go, are there still men standing outside glowering?
There is an older gentleman who seems to be seated.
Towards the older. The elder.
Yeah. He is seated on a
Unless
bench
the young is a misnomer.
and looks up at you. He is dressed in a tweed jacket and threadbare corduroy trousers, a checkered shirt, and a flat cap. And he is lighting up a pipe and looks over at you.
I am going to stand up as tall as I can, and I'm going to
With
walk.
broad shoulders?
I'm going to walk with a purpose. Pretend I have shoulder pads. No, I'm going to walk with a purpose, and I'm going to be like, if he doesn't greet me, in fact, I'm probably going to cut him off. Be like, hello.
He kind of takes a puff on the pipe.
Oh, we're going full Karen.
No,
Good day.
my name is Manda. He says it like that.
Yes,
Good day.
Good day.
Hello. I'm here on a job. I'm sure you saw my crew drive through here earlier.
That was your crew. Okay.
Yes, yeah, we're here to clean Old Gertine's cottage, and for a television program, a reality show.
Okay.
And unfortunately, a tree has been uprooted and is blocking the road up to the cottage, and we have some equipment that I really don't want to chance getting damaged in the walk up to the cottage. We're stopped near the church up there. I'm here looking for the showrunner and creator told me that I'm looking for someone named George.
Which George?
Young George.
Well, very nice to meet you. I'm old George, as most people call me around here.
I,
That's my
you know,
son.
I called it.
I would. You're not here, Tom. Must be a misnomer then.
Why don't you come inside and join me for a pint, and I will talk to my son and see if him and a few of his boys can go out and move that tree for you.
I appreciate the invitation. I'm really on a tight schedule, and I don't like to drink when I'm on the clock.
Well, you can watch me drink then. And he stands up,
Okay.
and he just kind of smiles, and hunched over on a cane, starts to make his way to the door.
All right.
I'm glad I'm not there now because I'd have been like, I'll drink with you. Why not?
He opens the
Camel
door
would
and
be like
says,
this.
"Are you coming, ma'am?"
Oh, I'm following. As slow as he's going, I am staying. Actually, I'm staying with him. I
Okay.
do not show the two-step behind deference. I'm seat myself at the bar. The
He-
bartender, male or female?
There's nobody else in here for the moment.
Oh, does he go around the bar?
He just reaches over, grabs a pint glass, and from the other side of the bar fills the pint up. You sure you don't want any?
I am certain.
Yes. Leans back and he holds the glass high above his head. Scritch Scratch. See the rat, bright eyes and tails twitching. Scritch Scratch, chase the rat, cross hill and stream and dale. Scritch Scratch. He says this as he's walking around. Scritch Scratch, catch the rat, hang him by his tail. Scritch Scratch, good old rat, their appetites curtail. Scritch Scratch, no more rats, the children all shall wail. And Scritch Scratch, the woods come back, the falling of the veil. And he swigs a very long drink.
Well, I'm glad I didn't go.
That was
would
the-
totally put me off.
That was the longest freaking salute. I'm just like, cheers.
He just slams the glass down on the counter in front of him. Yep.
What a weird
Sorry.
thing. Okay.
Tradition.
Every time you drink, you do that.
Not every time, but the first time. First drink goes up for the rat catcher.
is the rat catcher? Don't mind me asking.
Rat. Uh, Nobody more.
Well, I mean, okay. Uh, who was the rat catcher? Is this part of the town's lore? I mean,
Well, I guess.
we do a nice little expose on the area that we're in as well with our show, and if this is some sort of uh, you know information about Muscoby, I would love to include it if we could even interview you, but I always like to kind of screen the information before I just put someone in front of the camera.
Well, there used to always be a rat catcher. Now there isn't. Never not had a rat catcher in all these years. But the city decided to get rid of old Gertine.
Oh, so the owner of the cottage that we have been assigned, or that we have been invited to clean, he was an exterminator, a pestman.
That's definitely a way to put it. Towns always had a
They have
issue with rats. I think they prefer the acorns, the trees out here. Just weather's calm enough, and they decide to
mean
stay around.
always?
There's always been rats here. Always been an issue.
Like from
So we've
when?
always had a rat, catcher. Somebody who specifies in getting them. It was even a passed down sort of job.
Well, we did see out at the old historic church that there were several Gertine family members in the cemetery there.
Takes a longer swig, and yeah, they'd been there for a while. But
When did the previous rat catcher stop? You said the city made him stop?
city made him stop is a good way to put it. Young lady on the council. She started hearing rumors of tourists going through there, and let's just say that the smell coming from his place always upset them. So she went out there and found that he had gone pretty crazy. Now he's in a hospital, locked up.
And when was this?
A year or two ago.
And who was the woman on the council?
Oh, what's her name? Lucy something?
Of Lucy's tea shop?
Yeah, she's brand new to the town. She didn't understand the ways things are done around here, and look, the guy is kind of crazy, but I don't think I would have locked him up.
Did she? I thought she told me. Oh, I guess I just asked if she lived around here. I didn't ask her if she was from here, did I? Interesting. This is all very, very interesting, Mr. George. Did you get a hold of your son?
Oh, he'll be back anytime now. We'll just ask him. And he does.
Do you have an Evian, by any chance? An Ozarka, even? Nestle Pure Life?
He's just looking at you. You want chocolate?
You know, it's fine. Next time it rains, I'll just hold my mouth open.
Wow.
No, I was going to ask for a glass of water, but I'm fine. I'm fine. So, is there any way that we could contact your son? We are on a pretty tight production schedule, and we have not been able to get out there. I have someone already at the house, and I really don't like leaving them there without additional people, you know.
And you hear the sound of a truck now pulling up.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, maybe. I don't say that
And
out loud.
he looks over towards the door and then looks back at you somewhat seriously. Don't stay around the village in Muscoby. The woods will be waking soon. There's no place for the likes of thee and me. And door opens and a young man walks in.
Does he look like the old man?
A little bit, 5 o'clock shadow, kind of tousled hair, carrying some crates.
Okay.
Ah, there he is. Young George. Lady's got a question for you. He just comes over carrying several crates and sets it down on the counter.
Okay.
Can I help you?
So, my name is Manda Peterson. I'm with Clean Slate, the reality cleaning show and we've been hired or we've been brought on to work on Old Gertine's cottage. And unfortunately, on our drive out there, a tree has been uprooted, I assume in the rain. And the ground, I think, got too soft or something, and it has blocked the road. And neither of our crew vehicles can get up to the cottage. Is there any way? We've lost some valuable time here.
I understand. No, I'll get a couple of my boys and we'll get out there. We can clear that. Whereabouts is it?
I tell him, it's not far from the church. I did learn that you own the church as well. We did stop inside the church to take some shelter and try to get a hold of people while we waited for the storm to stop.
All right. Well, yeah. Let me just bring in these crates. I'll grab a few of my boys and some chainsaws, and we'll meet you out there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was nice to meet you, Mr. George.
Go ahead
I
and
appreciate what you just the information you gave me. I have one last question for you. If I'm to heed your last warning
what?
about staying in Muscoby
You say this
to the old man.
to the old man? Were you trying to say this when young George was not around, or did you even?
Yeah, I thought he was walking out.
Okay. What about it?
Where else would I stay?
Appleford.
How far away is Appleford, or do I know?
About an hour drive outside town.
That does not work for my production schedule at all, but I appreciate the information. It was wonderful meeting you. I'm sure I or my crew will be back here at the Ratcatcher's Arms at some point.
It was nice knowing you, Shawn. Just in case you get ate by whatever's in the forest.
Yep.
Okay.
You just had to walk by yourself.
Yeah. So.
So you depart and go back
Depart,
to,
yeah.
and of course you see your companions out there now.
Waiting.
The vehicle, you drive up, seeing everyone, and a few moments later, a old style Ford pickup pulls up. A few guys get out with chainsaws, and yeah, that's a tree. And they begin to use the chainsaws to cut it apart and clear the road. I think we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here.
Okay.
And when we get back, we'll deal with the group proceeding to the cottage. And I hope everybody's having a good time. We'll see y'all in about 10 minutes.
Alrighty, we'll be right back, y'all. The Who would disagree.
Who?
Who? I don't know.
Who
Yes.
are you? Who?
Oh, great. Now I'm thinking
That
of
was
Blathers.
just a band of men. I don't listen to. I have my Crush the Patriarchy playlist going,
Wow.
and I am so happy. I'm just
So
in
no,
there.
It's raining men. Huh?
Don't want to know about that love thing.
Actually,
Give
that's
me
what
what I
one of
needed.
that's Addie's jazz dance that they were going to compete was Raining Men.
Yeah,
Oh,
they-
wow.
I don't need a terrain man. I don't.
No, she's surrounded by them all the time.
I have too many men that I'm constantly having to compete with.
And she doesn't like the one woman that's on the team.
I did not say that. I said that we have not gotten along very well. I kind of feel like it's a mutual thing, though. I don't think it's just me. I'm trying.
No, it's you.
You know what? Let's just ask Ellie next time, okay? I am 100% supportive of Ellie.
All right, well, you'll have that opportunity because the tree gets moved out of the way just as the sky opens
Thank
up again.
Goodness.
Oh,
I hope I
And-
get to the house before I get wet because I was walking.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could have just waited in your car.
You proceed down down the rest of the avenue, path, whatever you want to call this. It is paved, but it winds around a few trees and across the countryside, and finally you end up at what appears to be an old cottage.
I will thank the guys, by the way, as they're pulling the trees.
Yeah,
will
I do thank them. Yes, thank you so much. This will allow us to get back on track and get this show done.
They nod. They kind of look at y'all and they're just like, yeah, enjoy.
That does not bode well.
And
Did
they
Paul
move.
make it to the place?
Hmm?
Do we see Paul, or has he already made it to the house?
Paul will probably be at the house, and y'all will manage to pull in.
So his car is still chilling out back there at the other
I
thing.
I left the keys with Tom. Somebody drove it.
Well, yeah, I can drive one and you can drive the other if you want. Do you want to drive the van and I'll drive
No.
Paul's nice
I will
vehicle?
not. I will not be seen dead in that cleaning van. That is not
Then you get
the
his,
image.
you get
I'm
his
gonna.
vehicle.
I'm gonna continue to drive the production van or the production car.
All right.
I just don't want to be in the cleaning van. I mean, can you imagine if someone took a photograph? No, I have worked too hard to get to the position I'm at to be seen in a cleaning van, like a cleaner, like a maid.
Wow.
I am not a
We'll
maid.
go get your car later.
Wow.
We'll get your car later.
So, as you finally pull up to the cottage, everybody now sees the structure. Of course, Shawn, your character would have seen it a little bit earlier. But it is a one-story cottage. It appears like the front yard is a little bit overgrown, but by and large, from the exterior, it doesn't look that bad. There is a hedgerow surrounding the front, coming off the front of the house, with a short gate, and continuing on, seems to curve around, and there's a second structure. Kind of a narrow structure, an outbuilding is the
Okay.
best way to put it. And other than that, again, it's a little bit overgrown, and the wooden gate it looks like it might need a little repair, but by and large, this has been trimmed recently.
Interesting. So they at least have gardeners out here. Are there
Right.
any signs that say like historic cottage or anything like that?
Not
Okay.
at all. A short path leads up to some whitewashed steps and a dark green front door. And as your vehicles arrive, and Paul, as you arrive, the door opens and Ellie is there.
Ellie, I am so sorry. So sorry.
Oh,
This was. Oh,
I don't know what to say yet. You've got to come see this place.
How bad is it, Ellie?
is there a smell when she opens the door?
I haven't smelled anything yet.
Okay, I have a handkerchief that is at the ready. I mean, in studying up for the show, I watched a lot of hoarders, and they always talk about the smell.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
oh,
As I walk past
Well, you're-
Amanda trying to
yeah.
hold a handkerchief over her mask, or over her face, I just hand her a little
Y'all are
mask.
not going to be prepared for this. As you walk into the door, everything seems in place. Go ahead and make a spot hidden check.
I am taking pictures, by the way.
I also have some photography skills, so I'm not going to take any pictures, but I'm going to be like, what do you think about getting a shot from, is there stairs or is this all a one
It's
level?
a one-level home.
What do you think about getting a shot through this doorway of,
Oh,
I got
yeah,
a
yeah.
regular success on the spot hidden.
I got an extreme success, 8 under 11
Okay.
I got
I
a
see everything.
hard.
success.
Mine was 32 and I got a 27.
All of you are surprised by how clean it is. But those of you who made a hard success, you also, in your mind, you're like, if this house is sat vacant
Who's
for a
here?
year, why is there no junk mail piled up under the eave of this door where the mail slot is?
Well, if nobody's lived here, maybe there's no mail.
It's possible. But you're looking around, and the hallway it appears to be a long hallway with two doors immediately off to your sides, and it continues down maybe about 15 feet before it branches off two directions.
Okay.
I'm gonna, before we do anything, I'm gonna look at Manda and be like, unless there's other rooms that are worse, this is gonna be the shortest show ever.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about this. I was really hoping for a little bit more, but let's see how this goes. I don't understand why we were hired. There has to be something more.
Yeah, because I mean, you could move in to this front room and not have to worry about anything from the way it looks.
Do you want me to put up the handout of the map of the cottage, or do you want to wait on that?
For now, probably not.
Okay, that's fine.
So the hallway contains a side table, probably someplace for people to put mail or other things when people came in, or their keys.
Okay.
There are also strangely empty, except for a crocheted lace doily, which is yellowed with age. On the walls, you see various faded prints hanging and depicting what appears to be local scenes, rustic buildings, tasteful landscapes, and the like. But it's hard to tell the age of them. Moving along, though, you do notice that one of them even seems to have the ghost outline of there having been a frame on it at one time.
Okay.
And because of that, you're like, okay, this house has remained decorated the same way for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily dirty, it just needs to be upgraded in its decor.
Okay, go ahead and now you can probably go ahead and put up the map.
Okay. Sorry. I had it already. And
I'm
I
so
didn't
sorry.
have it ready.
I like I said, we're running this
Off,
entirely off the,
so
off the cuff.
It's a
Yeah.
pretty good sized house. Lots of long, skinny rooms.
yeah.
It's almost
But
like
so-
a shotgun house.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're in that hallway number 1,
Okay.
which is right there in the center. Where do you think y'all would like to explore?
I'm going to. I mean, I don't necessarily. We can discuss this as a group. I don't necessarily feel uncomfortable, so I don't mind separating. I would like to
Well,
take
not-
the door and open it and go into room 4.
Yeah, the fact that it doesn't smell
Mm-hmm.
and it's clean, very interested. So yeah, I'm going to. I'll follow Paul.
Opening up the door, it appears to be a dining room. There is a sturdy old-fashioned table in the center of the room, covered with scrapbooks and stacks of newspapers and magazines. A pair of scissors and a pot of foul-smelling glue that is now dried sits there. But you're pretty sure that is probably not what you would have expected to smell.
No one has directed me, so I'm just going through
No.
room through room.
Tom,
through room,
yeah, if
so
Tom,
unless
go
you
ahead.
direct me, I'll be just going about.
We're gonna. I'm gonna be. Ellie. Is there anywhere in particular that
Look,
is the whole
I've
house
been
this way?
pretty much. I mean, there are a couple little family things everywhere, but for the most part, just looks like it might need to be updated. I haven't been outside yet.
I'm going to let my curiosity get the best of me. I'm going to follow that strange smell to what looks like the glue pot and see if I can determine what it might be.
It appears mainly to just be glue, but looking at the table, these are all articles and magazines having to do with rats and rat catching.
Hey, Manda, look at this. This guy was obsessed with rats.
Well, yeah. Funny you mentioned that. When I was down, I had to go to the pub to find someone to come and take care of the log. And the old man there was talking about the person who lived here was known. It was like an inherited position. Gertine was the rat catcher.
So it was like a family of exterminators.
You know, when I asked if he was an exterminator, he said that's one way to put it. I mean, how else would you put it, right? I mean, that felt weird to me. Everything I said, he was like, that's one way to say it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't understand your language, mister.
This whole town is a little weird.
It's
Ooh.
very strange.
Yeah. Looking beyond this table on the wall now, above the hearth, there is a fireplace in here. You also now see a simple painting of the Green Man.
Oh, look, it's that thing again.
And on the ledge in front of this painting, you see various photographs. Some of them look a little bit older, harder to tell, but one of them you are able to pick up on, and it is a picture of a man dressed in army fatigues of the Second World War. So a series of photos reaching back decades.
Look, he's even a green man. I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh. I'm sorry, I forgot you don't have a sense of humor, Manda.
I
Don't.
Who
So-
do you think you are? Some kind
I
of
am the star of the
superstar?
show.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's-
she's got who do you think you are? Some kind of superstar running through her brain, and she's just praying to the goddesses that she gets through this and gets the show done. Although at the rate it's going, she's about to send off another strongly worded email, because this is not what I was led to believe was here, although it's all kind of making sense now in some way for me, because, and I'm like, so when I was at the pub, I also learned that Gertine was here, and I guess he went crazy and it stank, so I'm kind of surprised it doesn't smell right now.
Well, who said it stank?
So apparently tourists used to come up here. I mean, if a guy was living here, how did tourists come up here?
Yeah, really.
It was, I don't know. I'm getting weird things. There's so much to unpack from what I learned at the pub. But and you should have heard this poem that this guy said. Like, you know, like in England they'll say, or even here, when you make a toast or something, or when you go to have a drink together, you all say cheers, or you say salud, or
Right.
whatever. He like recited this whole little thing about rats and rat catchers. I mean, it was the rat catcher's arms or whatever. So
Like a tribute?
it was weird, man. It was really weird. I just kind of frowned at him and declined taking a drink. But he talked about that. But then turns out, so because he was going crazy and it smelled bad, Lucy, the tea shop lady, Lucy, she
Right.
I guess is new here. And she didn't like that the tourists, and she's on like the council or whatever, the Chamber of Commerce, and she basically had the guy committed because he
why
had
she-
gone crazy.
I wonder why she didn't elaborate more. I mean,
Yeah,
it sounds
I-
like she had all the information. This house is not in disrepair. I mean, this room's pretty cluttered. I mean, if we shot from the right angle, we can make it look a lot worse than it is.
Yeah, but I mean,
But yeah, I mean, you could have got anyone else from the village to come up here and clean this out.
anyone. This is not that bad, and I guess she didn't understand that it was a production, but I mean, the production company has been working with the Chamber of Commerce, and if she's on the
Right.
council, then she should have known that. And it does make sense why she had the key, though, except that she doesn't own this place. The guy didn't own it though, right? Okay, so I wonder if she has a financial interest in this property. What she can say it's for the town or whatnot, but if we renovate and make this look better, which I'm thinking she thinks that we're a reno, we're not. We're not property brothers. This is not what we do. We are hoarders. This is not hoarders. So I'm very frustrated. I'm gonna start looking at other rooms.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's look at. There was another room right across from this one, so let's go in there and check it out. I think that was there was a room right across from this one.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and pull that up again. Doo-boo-doo-boo-doo.
Yeah, right across the hallway, you exit the door that you came in. There is no other door leading to anywhere else in the house. But exiting the door, going back through the hall, and across it, you open a door into a parlor.
Okay.
And this is unlike a parlor that most of y'all have ever seen. There is a tiled fireplace at one end, a large mirror that is heavily gilt frame up on the wall, a singular photograph sits on the mantle. I mean, it's a fairly regular that way. But then you notice that there is a large white sofa, and it is covered with a tiger skin rug. There are 2 matching armchairs providing seating, and a couple different bookcases with ornaments, and there appears to be a coffee table, and on the center of the coffee table is a large black book.
Look at this room is almost immaculate.
I mean, it's strangely decorated. I mean, I wouldn't imagine this in a cottage in the Northwest.
I test the chair. Are the armchairs heavy?
They're pretty solid, yeah.
I'm gonna go. I want to go. Just out of curiosity, I want to go check to see if the tiger skin is real.
I even I punch the top of the armchair to see if dust flies up.
Thankfully, looking at the there is a little bit of dust, but looking at the tiger skin, it's thankfully fake.
Well, I mean, this is fake, so I mean, this just doesn't add up. I don't understand what is going on here.
I don't understand what's going on, but I am going to. I've noticed the book, and I'm like, ugh.
There is a.
I'm gonna open the book.
It says Bible, and there's a carefully gilded name on it that says Gilbert Oswin Gertine.
Gilbert Oswin Gertine. Gog.
While she's looking at the Bible, I'm gonna go take a closer look at the mirror because that seemed like it'd be a focal point of the room.
Yeah. It is an old mirror. It is metal based and not, it is not a glass mirror. It is polished metal. So it is it's old and it is heavy and it is expensive.
Do I have signal out here?
No. On top of that, though, looking through the book, it appears to be a family Bible, and there are names of generations going back. It says that, it looks like he had filled in some information. You see a few pages that were blank, where it looks like somebody even did pencil sketch, that etched drawing style with pencil of different members of the family. And thinking about it, you're like, yeah, these look a lot like some of the photos in the other room.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I'm
But there are also
I'm going to clomp into the hallway.
There are a few pages that are marked with ribbons as well.
Okay. I might come back to that, but I walk out.
Okay.
I'm frustrated. I'm like, okay, there was a hallway. I'm going to go look down the hallway. I'm just going to start opening doors. If you haven't left them open, I'm just going to start opening doors and leaving them open. I'm looking for anything that even looks like my career is not going to die on this.
Yeah, because so far we have one room that looks 40.
Yeah.
Additionally, there are 2 bedrooms. In each one of the bedrooms, one of them is decorated for a man, one is decorated for a woman. In the traditional sense of those words. The one that appears a lady had lived there. Is
it pink and frilly?
Very 50s family, but there is a certain amount of comedic interest in it because there's a stack of romance novels on top of the table to the left of the book of the bed.
Well, whoever lived in this room certainly was lonely.
Well, if these people were married, which I got no indication that anybody was, yeah, apparently, yeah. They were in separate rooms, so, but she is going to kind of shuffle the romance novels around, see if anything catches her eye.
Nothing really, but Not really
I
certain
will
what
pick.
catch
I'll pick up.
characters
I'll
that.
pick up. I'll pick up one. You know, with I'm sure like Fabio on the cover or something.
Yeah,
and
it
I'm
says something like Torrid Emperor of the Nile.
yeah, you know, I'm gonna flip through and go. What to become one?
There is a additionally
say
beyond
that?
the bedrooms. There's a sitting room. Going in there, you'll notice that there is no television. There is an old radio, and there's also a small turntable with a pile of LP records and singles.
Is there a
Uh,
microphone?
No. There is, however, more books. A few more romance novels, and even a few westerns. A few that seem to be tomes of carpentry and do-it-yourself books and cooking.
Well, we know that they're do-it-yourselfers because all that glue in there. Manda assumes that he made glue traps.
Yeah. There's also a bathroom, tiled brilliant white
Is
and
it clean?
clean.
Just
You've never
to
you've never been happier for a clean bathroom and at the same disappointed.
I'm
I'm gonna walk over
super
and hit the
This is
you know,
usually
flush the
the
toilet to see if the
jackpot.
plumbing works.
The plumbing does work.
Does it sputter at all like it'd been off for a while?
It does.
Okay, good.
Well,
So,
I mean, good news, Manda. You have a bathroom. It,
Oh,
it
yay.
works. It's spotless, which
John,
is
that's
a bummer.
great. I'm thrilled, but
I was really hoping for a
At-
truck stop bathroom that hadn't been cleaned for 5 years.
yeah, I mean, this is usually where you find like, I don't know, mounds of feces, you know, like trash piled in the bathtub because
Like-
they've run out of room elsewhere, so it starts to
10 dead cats.
and then they haven't bathed in 10 years, and it's like, oh, I don't, you know, I'm to the point, Paul, where I'm ready to just drive out of here, or just toss the place and we start from there.
Honestly, I'm getting a little frustrated. I want to just almost want to go back to town and ask Lucy, what the hell?
Yeah, I should have taken her card. Did she have cards? I'm
Well,
sure
I mean,
she's
it's not like we can't track her down. I mean, her business is on the way out.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, you know, we do still have a production schedule, and
Now-
I've been pinning a letter to the production company that I will send later, but this is not what this was not what I was led to believe was going to be
I
here.
am not a dusting service.
There is also a kitchen. Now, there is a little bit of smell from this room, but it appears to be just from ancient groceries still in the
Like
freezer.
okay. Oh, they
Okay, it's
it
like
has a- it has
spoilage
a
in the
fridge?
refrigerator
Yeah.
that's just kind of spilling out into the
Oh,
room.
because the utilities were off, right?
But even then, there's not much of a smell until you open it.
Well, we're not.
I am.
The mystery
Oh
fridge.
no, not the.
Mystery fridge.
Yeah, I
There-
immediately know the smell of a turkey that has thawed and desiccated and rotted in there, and I'm like, oh, it's never leaving my nose again.
Oh my god, that
I've
reminds me
lived
of
in
a
some
story.
really bad places, and like
You know the smell of rotting meat immediately.
you didn't even open the fridge. It's like I'm not even gonna use it.
No,
Didn't even want to use it.
I know better. Have I seen
just
a
wanted to-
bug? Have I seen any kind of a silverfish even?
Go ahead and make a listen check.
Oh,
A
listen.
listen check.
So all of us are just Roxy.
Anybody.
Oh, nice. I nailed that hard success right on the nose.
Nice.
27 under 55.
Apparently I am deaf.
A regular success.
You don't have to be able to hear or see John or Shawn to clean.
It's regular
effectively.
success, critical, hard success, critical success.
Extreme.
Extreme.
Extreme,
okay.
and then a 1 is a critical.
As you're standing there in the kitchen, you hear skittering moving across the roof of the room.
What is it?
Very similar to what you heard in the church.
I'm hearing rodents again. Like I heard in
Where?
the church, it sounds like they're in the attic.
Hey, you guys hearing that?
I told the creator that this show was cleaning, not Verminator. Okay? This is clean slate. Hoarders, not Billy the Exterminator.
And
I don't do wildlife.
there is
I
also
just don't do it.
now you look outside the window. You do see that there is an outbuilding, another hedgerow around the outside edge, and you can see what appears to be a path through the forest departing out the back.
Hey, Amanda, I'm gonna go check those outbuildings out. Hey, Tom, do you want to come with me and get some framing shots of them?
Sure.
Ellie, had you gone outside?
I haven't been out yet. I was.
Well, it's been raining. It's probably smart that you didn't. go
Well,
out there with
honestly,
Did you
it's
did you
so-
hear that?
Yeah, I heard that, but it's so. Usually, it's so quiet in here. It's kind of creepy.
See, but you heard the you
Oh, yeah.
heard. Have you
Oh, yeah.
seen any mice, rats?
And everything.
Raccoons?
There's no signs of anything being gnawed on.
That's really strange. Have you found an attic access?
I haven't looked for one.
You want to help me look for one?
Sure. I'm gonna deal with the ladies looking for the attic access, and then I will come back to you two guys with the exterior.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So go ahead and do a spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Can't believe there's not an investigate roll. Make it good. So I got a 34. My spot hidden is 55. Do I want to make a hard success? No, I'll go and keep my regular success. It's
You-
34 under 55.
You eventually do see the faint outline and some molding showing that there is an attic access not too far from the kitchen door.
Okay.
So, reaching up, you together with some help, you find a drawstring and manage to pull a spring-loaded attic door down.
Smell from this.
Nothing smells unusual.
Seem musty? Does it just smell old?
It just smells
disused?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Go
gonna-
ahead and make another listen check.
Oh, okay. I did not make that. I got a 90.
Did you hear that? LA says.
I didn't. I would listen
It
again.
sounds like something's up there.
Okay, does a light come on? Do I see a light switch?
You see no light switch.
I use my phone to kind of shine up. I don't see any light poles or anything like that up there.
Are you down in the bottom?
I'm still at the bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of shining
You
it up
don't
through
see
the doorway.
anything.
Okay. So, wait right here, Ellie. I'll be right back. And I run out to the production van and I grab like not like a spotlight, but like a handheld portable, like signal spotlight kind of thing
Okay.
that we would use on set to signal things or shine a light when we're working in the dark. So I grab one of that and then I come back in. Is she still at the bottom of the stairs?
Yeah, she's just watching up
Did
the
you
door.
hear anything else, Wall?
And I've turned on the microphone. She's actually got it sticking out, trying to record.
Do you have another set of headphones?
Yeah. And she pulls them out and hands them to you.
Okay, so I put some headphones on and see if I can hear what she's hearing or if I can hear anything.
Go ahead.
Roll a listen check.
And
96.
what's the one where you can take the better of the two rolls? It's the
Bonus.
Yeah.
It's like an advantage die kind of thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so I got a 96 was my first roll, so I roll another 10.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another mechanic, Sam, and for any viewers that have not played this game, there is also similar to D&D 5e where there's an advantage-disadvantage system. In Call of Cthulhu, I believe it's called penalty and bonus. I can't remember what the
Yeah.
positive one is, but we'll say bonus for now. But essentially, you roll two 10s, or two D100 type die, and you take, if it's a bonus, so like I'm gonna roll it, and I got a 10 on this die, as opposed to a 90 on my other one, so I would take the lower because that's the better one. If it's a penalty thing and you roll two 10s, then you have to take the higher of the two.
Where does this bonus come into play?
So essentially, I get to roll two
Yeah.
die, and I got actually, because
Well, yeah. Why did it come into play?
Because
I had
I'm saying that
headphones on.
since she put on the headphones, she now is being able to do this
I
as
have-
a bonus.
Okay. So it's like a
It's a-
situational.
it's a
kind
situation-
Of, it wasn't
yeah.
innate. Okay. I see.
So, you said it was a listen. I have a 55 in listen. I rolled a 16, so that's a
Nice.
hard success. That
You
time.
definitely think that you hear that same chittering
You
movement.
definitely think that you hear.
Yeah, I feel like I still hear it. That's totally gross. Totally gross. Totally gross. Totally gross. I'm gonna go here. Let's shut the door. Let's go ahead and get the protective clothing out of the cleaning van because this is gross. This is gross. So we shut the door,
Okay.
and Ellie and I will go out and get protective
All right.
the jumpsuit, the white jumpsuit things.
All right, going out over to the two gentlemen. As you open the door to the exterior of the house, you begin to smell something.
And where are we going again?
There is a door leaving the kitchen that leads to the outbuilding.
The backyard.
Yeah.
Backyard.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
There's kind of it says courtyard.
Oh, okay.
As you depart from that door, you think you smell something.
I'm no, that's not a
I'm
pleasant
taking
smell.
a drink. Long drink.
I'm gonna open up the door to, I guess that's the first door off the kitchen, which is 11.
Yeah. Opening that one, it is an outdoor toilet.
Oh.
It,
Oh.
however, is not the source of the smell.
And then I will go to the next door, so 12.
You see a general storeroom. Let me go ahead and get to that area really quick if they have one for it. I don't think they do.
It looks almost like an outside shed or like
Yeah.
house or like a little apartment.
It's a
kind of
really
thing.
odd little building.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
an
seen anything
L-
like that. It might be
L-shaped
something
building.
that's more common in the New England area, but it's nothing like anything we've got around here.
It's
Just
like a little series
saying.
of workshops and storage rooms.
Yep.
It's kind of a cool little outbuilding.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And maybe
Except
I'm wondering if
stinky.
it's like a servants' quarters.
Possibly that would make sense,
'Cause they
especially with
have
the time
those-
period.
One of my dad's friends used to live at a place called Galaxy Ranch, and he and his family lived in the
Yeah.
groundskeeper's quarters, and they were off of this humongous mansion because Galaxy Ranch. It's like the guy who created Mars bars. That was
Oh wow.
his ranch, and they had a lot of buildings off on the side. So that's kind of what it looks like.
But so going through those doors, at door number 12, that is a general storeroom. It's essentially hedge clippers, things like that to keep the upkeep of the exterior.
Real quick, the outdoor bathroom, was that like a functional plumbing outdoor bathroom or like an outhouse outdoor bathroom?
It is a functional.
Okay.
Good call on that.
And there is a simple sink. But-
So, and still clean, not nasty, dirty.
Not nasty dirty, but at the same time, it looks like they just used it as the outbuilding for when they were doing work outside, so it wasn't exactly well kept.
But still not the same kind of disaster we were expecting.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
12, like I said, general storeroom. 13, so coming around into that corner,
Mm-hmm.
appears to be chemical storage. And you see a series of paints, poisons, and herbicides.
Okay.
Going a little bit further down, you find a potting shed, and it looks like this is a bunch of stuff to do upkeep on the landscaping again, but this is more of the trees, growing them, the shrubs, things of that nature. You see a bunch of pots, some packets of seeds, spades, shovels, that nature. And then leaving from there, the last is a very, very large room, and it is a workshop. And it appears to just be more of your hammers, ratchets, wrench sets, screwdrivers, things of that nature. So it's a really, overall, it's like a very, very organized garage.
Did the smell get stronger as we went down
And
the row of rooms, or did it just the same steady smell?
the smell actually went away, and even as you got near the end of it, over by the workshop, you notice that there is a compost heap out there that has been long since left. But the smell is not emanating from there. It seems to be emanating more from the back of the house.
Hey Tom, did you notice that as we kind of came down the row of buildings, that the smell? I mean, there's nothing that smells. I mean, even this compost heap isn't giving us anything.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is. Oof.
So it was closer to where we came out from the kitchen, right?
Yes.
All right.
Let's go. Do you
I'm
want to
gonna
go grab the ladies
an
and
implement? Is
Do
there
what?
an implement like a hand rake or spade? or
Yeah,
something?
absolutely. Definitely. More likely in the potting shed, there's probably a rake or a hoe or anything like that.
Well, no, it's not meant to be held by the hand, like a small, like a hand rake or shovel or whatever.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see.
I'm grabbing one. You better grab one too.
I've got my mag light. I'm going to use that as a whacking weapon.
All right, let's find out where this smell is coming from.
You want to grab Manda, or you just want to go check this out on our own?
Do I? I didn't hear you.
Do you want to go get Manda, or do you want to go check this out on our own, Tom?
Nah, we'll get it. Otherwise, we'll hear her complain all the way.
That's a good point.
Right between the outbuilding and the cottage is a small gate.
Ooh, what does it smell like? I mean, can it be quantified? Can the smell be quantified?
No,
Ooh.
nothing that you're familiar with. Rotten decay, but something else.
All right, I got my weapon at the ready.
Let's go through the
gate?
Go through the gate.
You go through the gate, and the back garden not as well tended as the front. And there is this it's probably equal in size behind a hedge. And in the center of the hedge is another gate. The closer you get to the gate, the worse it smells.
Is it getting like eye-wateringly bad?
No, not quite.
Or just like
Mainly just because of
bad,
how
or-
open it is outside. There's enough of a breeze and it is open enough that really you're just getting dank
It's just
decay.
foul.
Yeah.
It's just foul. Okay. Okay.
So the back gate, can we see over it, or do we need to like open it to see what's beyond?
Beyond the gate, and in fact now that you're looking, probably about 10 feet beyond is the forest. And there is a path that departs from the gate and goes out into the forest.
Right. My check ends right here.
Oh, you're not gonna go farther down the trail, Tom?
We're supposed to focus on the house. Whatever's back there can stay back there.
Yeah, let's go talk to Amanda. Amanda. Ugh. Millennial names.
Hopefully we won't have to sit out here for too long.
All right, I'll head back into the house with Tom.
Okay.
All right, are there any other rooms that we haven't gone into, by the way?
Other than the attic,
I mean, because I know you've been
really
opening
not.
doors, so if there's a closed door, I'll look. If not, then I'll just start setting up equipment to get ready to start filming. I'm ready to go. Yeah, but I'm drinking a lot. I'm about to run out.
We're gonna have
Yeah.
disadvantage rolls coming up.
If
I don't care what you're saying.
once we get the protective gear, if we come inside and Paul and Tom roll up on us, I'll be like, the only thing I can smell here is Tom.
Well, the
Oh
first thing
my
I'm gonna say
God.
is by all means, avail yourself to my equipment in my cleaning van.
I have to. We've already discussed this. I
Oh.
have my own. I have my own protective gear.
I thought you were telling me to make use of the alcohol.
Oh no.
I'm gonna say sure.
No. No. We heard something upstairs. So yeah, you guys come upon me and Ellie,
Yeah.
and we're in the white stuff, probably with a mask on and the hood up, just in case, because rats.
there wasn't anything out in the courtyard. I mean, there's an outside another bathroom outside that looks like it's been used, but it's not like bad. There's a chemical room, gardening room. The tool shed's like superbly organized.
Foundation there.
The smell seems there is a
Nice
smell
spade,
out there,
Sam.
and it seems to be coming
Or
from the back
Tom.
garden.
Yeah, I'd avoid the backyard. It's bad.
It smells? Like,
Yeah.
does it
Yeah,
smell like dead
that's the-
things?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've never smelled anything like that before.
compost? Oh, really?
No, in
You
fact,
have-
there's a compost heap out there that doesn't have any smell. It's just that old and compoted.
Gross. Weird. Okay. Well, we thought we heard something upstairs. It sounded like things were moving. If you guys would like to come with us, you're more than welcome to, but we are... I still have my headphones on, too. so I have the headphones on over the hood.
Yeah, I'll go up there with you.
Okay. If there are rats, you might want to put a protective... Unless you don't care.
I've already got my gear, the jumpsuit on, and
Okay.
I've got protective glasses, and
Okay. So so we pull down the door again. We if either of you even try to offer to help, we just continue to do it without you.
no, I'm not going to offer to help. This is equal opportunity.
That was that comment, Paul, was unnecessary. Thank you.
You
Some kind of superstar, you think you are.
so you go up into the attic.
Yeah.
We start to go up into the attic, and I have
Okay.
that spotlight from the production van.
The attic is not floored.
God. So it's all rafters that we have to walk on?
Rafters.
But you do
asbestos,
see a
probably.
series of what appear to be boxes and cases.
None of our masks are at the game table, or I'd put one on just for
Effect.
effect.
You also see some stacks of books sitting out on top of them. There is what you think is a part of a mannequin with a wedding dress that's covered in paper.
Oh my God! If I it's not standing.
It's standing, but it's covered.
Oh, if I pan over and there's like a person-shaped thing, blah blah.
What is wrong?
Go ahead and make a dex check.
Oh, you're going through the roof.
Where's my character sheet? I don't need my background information. Dex. I'm not super dexy. Ooh, do I want to make it? No, I'm gonna fail.
All right.
Can I try to grab her to steady her?
All right. You kind of are shocked by what you see, and you fall through the roof of
The
a room.
ceiling? I fall
Yes.
through the floor?
My dad did that in our
Yeah.
house in Arkansas.
You are going to fall straight through to the ground and take 3 points of damage.
Ow.
Dang, okay, cool.
I'm going to look down the hole going, you okay?
Everybody else up there needs to make a spot
Emma,
hidden check.
Jerry, and Victoria, this
Oh,
sucks.
That would be Shawn.
I got a regular success on spot hidden.
As she falls through, her flashlight kind of pans over something, and you swear that you see in the darkness a humanoid set of eyes that catch the light and are watching you.
Can I shine my flashlight over at that spot now?
Sure.
I will run to the source of the sound.
All right. Shining it over, you now see that there is nothing there where the flashlight is
Oh,
illuminating.
because he had his own mag light,
Yeah.
right? Because I still have the spotlight.
The overall situation and that you are so certain you saw something, go ahead and lose a sanity point.
Oh.
He doesn't even get to roll to see how much he loses.
Just one.
Okay.
All right. So you run into the room and find that she has landed in one of the bedrooms. We'll say that.
So am I on the ground or am I
Yeah,
on a bed?
you're on the ground.
What the hell?
I know.
I reach
I know.
down. I help you up. Unless
Did
you
you see
smack
what I
my
saw?
hands away.
I don't smack your hands away.
Okay.
I'm a little dazed at the moment.
I'm calling down from the hole that you made. Did you see what I saw?
I saw a wedding dress, or I saw something that was a mannequin. It just shocked me. I realized what it was, but I'd already lost my balance. All I know, Paul, is now we have something to clean up.
Yeah. Well, when you fell, I thought I saw what frightened you. It was like a pair of eyes staring at us.
I told
And
you there
then
were
when
rats
I-
up there. I told you we
No,
heard rats.
not rat eyes. These were like humanoid eyes. These
Hold
were
on.
like a person staring at me.
It's
And then
probably
when I shine my light, there was nothing there. But this is there's something freaky
Like-
up here.
Okay. So, give me a second. I'm a little dazed, and I'm trying to be able to breathe again. I lost my breath for a little bit. Were they at like a person height, or could it have just been a big rat?
Yes.
No, I didn't know. I know what rats look like. I mean, I've done enough of these cleanouts to know what a rat looks like. These were like eyes, like a person's eyes.
Well, do you want to come down? Do you feel safe?
Do I feel safe? Well, other than you falling through the roof.
Yeah, but
mean, the
that was
ceiling.
that's because there's no floor up there, and I lost my balance.
No, yeah, I'm gonna start shining my light all around to see if I can see something.
Do you need anything else?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Let's see.
My headphones were probably ripped off as I went through the
You
probably
don't
dangling
see
through the hole.
really anything else now,
Sorry, Ellie, about your health.
and you really don't hear anything either. Sam, go ahead and just give me a spot hidden check.
I'm not actually looking.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say I'm not actually like looking for. Oh,
You want to use some luck?
yeah, because it's 67 and my roll is 65.
And this is the hard question. Do you want to use luck? Is it better to see whatever it is or not see whatever it is?
See what it
What
is.
would I be? Am I like looking at the hole? What or?
It would be that there
Did you
is,
just
you're
notice
just
something?
glancing around, and
Glancing
it would
around,
be
okay.
about something outside.
I love having that luck roll though, so I'll go ahead and let it stand. So
Okay.
I feel. This reminds me of a terrible D&D game I'll have to tell you all about after the game.
Well, I hope this is not a terrible game.
Oh no. This was the guy who tried to incorporate the insanity mechanic into D&D,
Oh.
and it got to a point where no matter what happened,
You were
we
losing
were
sanity.
losing sanity. And finally, at one point, what's his face? He used to play with us. At one point, he got really upset. We were all ticked off because it was just getting too much. He's like, "I'm just going to close my eyes and not look at anything." And he went through the entire rest of the game.
I don't know. I don't see
totally
anything.
not looking at anything. And we were all so upset because we were just like, it's like we can't. No matter what happened, we were slowly losing sanity.
Okay.
So anyway,
No worries.
So the question comes down to, what are y'all going to do?
I'm gonna come down from the attic carefully.
Where's Ellie? Did she come down?
Ellie comes down.
Do you do drywall, Paul?
No,
Did you fix
I
the
do
ceiling?
cleaning. I use chemicals to make old things, dirty things look new
Are
again.
you trying to tell me that chemicals aren't used in refurb?
Not in drywall. I mean, that's mud and taping.
My
I mean,
next
I don't.
show, I'm gonna do the Property Sisters. No.
No, we're definitely gonna have to get a contractor out here to do that. That's definitely outside of my skill set.
Okay. So you saw a person upstairs.
I didn't. I saw eyes that were not rat eyes. They weren't tiny little beady eyes. They were the gleam of a person's eyes staring at you.
Okay. I've had just about enough of this house. So I'm going to call my production company again. Do I
Okay.
get them? Do I have a signal? Can I get a signal? Can I get a witness? Can I get a signal?
Give me a luck roll.
Okay, I got 20 under 60, or under 40. So
Nice.
it's a hard success.
Yes.
This house is immaculate. I mean, okay, it's not immaculate. It's a little dusty. There is nothing here. There's not a smell. There's not a person. Well, I mean, nobody's living here. This is not what we signed up for. What did they send you? I mean, did you guys, I'm sorry, I realized the map has been up this whole time. Sorry, guys. I have been, what did they send you? Did you vet this house before you sent us to it?
Well, tell them there's a smell in the backyard, but that's it.
Well, yeah, okay, there's a smell in the backyard. But it's the backyard and there's woods. It could be anything.
They said, look,
Old Gertine's cottage?
they
This is
offered
what you wanted to send me to?
pay a great deal of money to have this place cleaned up.
Who? Who offered?
City council. And they said
Who's
that
your contact?
I don't know
Because
specifically.
this town has a total of like 6 people in it. I
Well,
can
yeah.
find them. And
She's going total Karen on her own people. I love it.
Look,
well, we're all gonna lose this money because it's fine. The house is fine. It's like the before shots are going to be nicer than the after ones because I fell through the ceiling.
I'm just looking through the door
Look.
like, what the?
I'll send you the contract.
I barely have signal to find a toilet
my
in this
music.
town. I'm not going to try to get a contract from you.
All I know is they said this would be perfect for a TV show. They said this would be like the show that would hook anybody.
Well, is what I'm going to tell you is we agreed, right? This is a cleaning show.
Yeah.
At
There's
most,
nothing to clean.
At most, there are rats. At most. I will send you, if I can, I will send you cell phone snapshots of the rest of this house. It's not going to hook anyone. The church that we stopped at when it was raining and I couldn't get the car up here, we could have probably cleaned it and made more money. Or at least hooked somebody because it had weird iconography everywhere. This is a house that looks like somebody lived here until yesterday.
I kind of holler into her phone. The garage is even organized.
Yeah. This is not hoarders.
Look, I'm looking at the contract right now. It says the Chamber of Commerce for the Village of Muscoby is entering into contract for the cleanup and waste removal of the property of Old Gutine's cottage. This is what I've got.
Okay.
Manda,
Okay.
put it on speaker. Put it on speaker.
I put it on speaker.
Look, I get there's a contract for cleanup. There is nothing to clean up. And trust me, I've cleaned up a lot of bad
I mean,
places.
we
This
could-
is move-in ready.
We could vacuum the furniture. There's a family Bible in one of the rooms. I mean, there's still furniture here.
There's a stack of magazines in one room. I mean, I can carry that out in
What
like
do you
one
want
trip.
me to tell you? Look.
I'm just telling you that I don't think. I mean,
Oh, and it looks like the modem's about to fall. I don't know if somebody sat on it or whatever. There, thank you.
Oh, it's Fred.
oh, now he's up. Okay, Bob. I'm sorry. I don't know.
What can
We're
I
going
say?
to be. We're not. This isn't going to hook anybody. I just foresee that this show is going to be a huge, colossal flop if this is our first episode and it is a clean house when we start and there's nothing for us really to do here.
Maybe,
That is not how we want to set our show.
look, I don't know what to say. Maybe there's another building. Did you think of that?
There is another building and they went through it and it was
No,
organized.
maybe there's a third building.
Like, What? I mean, this
All
is
I have
called-
is a listing of a property. I don't have a listing of one house or two houses, and it sounds like you've already found two houses total. Maybe there's
mean-
a third.
Okay, Bob. We will do whatever we have to do, but I'm telling you now.
Look, I am okay, look. If we're gonna fulfill this contract, we gotta find something. I'm going to go back outside, and I'm gonna go see if I can find the dead animal that's stinking up the backyard. And at least that's something we can shoot cleaning up.
Okay. Well, hopefully there's something more than just that.
That's all we're gonna find.
That's rich, Bob. That's rich. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes. Hopefully there's something more than that. There's something more than I hang up.
Maybe we can find a dead hiker.
Okay.
I'm glad the phone was off when you said that. That is a liability that we do not need right now and a PR nightmare.
Hey, that would be
Do you
great
remember when
promotion
that
for the show.
Do you remember when that YouTube douchebag found a dead body? That didn't go over real well, did it? It was a PR nightmare. We're
Well, that's
not.
because they went about it the wrong way. We would call the police. Or so you need any police in this town?
Sorry, we have a dog that's coughing and sneezing.
If I may interject,
What? Yes, Tom, please.
we can't very well make a mess to clean up. So, why don't we play into the angle of the fact that it was clean? We ask, why was it clean? Then we say, as we started looking into it, we started finding rats. We started seeing weird things. And we just started investigating even more. It becomes less of a cleaning thing and more of a weird, creepy house thing.
Like a ghost documentary.
Yeah, because I've done that sort of thing before, you see?
You believe in ghosts?
Oh, no. I just worked on a film crew that did that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. It's
And
not
if
a bad idea.
necessary,
If you want to start,
we can sort of accentuate things.
Ellie,
I'll need more alcohol if we're going to do that, though.
I've seen shows like this before. One of the more popular ones on our network. I've seen some of the equipment they use. They use a lot of sound equipment that any documentary style show might use or have. Do you have, any of the? Do you have equipment? Have you ever done anything like this before? I'm not
What-
familiar with your resume.
Like, you
If
want
w-
sound effects?
No. I mean, not yet. If there's nothing,
Oh, they're easy to add.
but we've already heard the sound of the rats, right? We already have that recorded.
Yeah.
Were you recording
Well,
when
I
we heard
think-
that?
you guys
If
have
not,
heard it. I
we
still
can-
have yet to hear these rats.
We are familiar with your hearing impairment, Paul. That you will hear
What?
them. Yeah.
So what do we want to do?
Let's start just taking some footage.
I'm gonna
go with it
I'm-
because we're obviously not gonna get any help from Bob.
No, Bob's stupid.
Thank you, Paul.
I'm gonna go see if I can find the dead animal that's stinking up the pathway, so we can at least get footage of that as part of the whole horror aspect that we're filming.
I
now.
mean, if it looks like it was like, I don't know, like if it's been mutilated by, I don't know, something supernatural and paranormal, then please.
Well, I mean, we can shoot
Definitely.
it.
Huh?
I mean, if it's dead, I mean, we can definitely make it look like.
I don't feel comfortable with that right now. Let's
Well,
see.
no,
Let's see
I've
if we can
got
find
some
anything.
chemicals in my car that can like really dissolve.
Oh, you have some lye?
Yeah, we can dissolve whatever is out there that's dead, make it look really gory, and that'll be great footage.
Let's just see what we can find. Let's try to salvage this. We can turn it into a 90-minute documentary instead of a series, because this is not how the series is gonna work.
People eat this stuff up, Manda.
I know. You're completely right. I'm seeing a
Of
salvage.
course I'm right. Like I said, I've done this before.
Here,
Don't worry about it.
drink
Don't
your flask.
worry
Drink
about
your flask. We're going to
Paul,
do your ID.
Paul, I'll take you aside. If you do find something out of earshot from Amanda, We'll figure it out. Don't worry,
Alright,
don't worry,
sounds
Manda,
good.
about it. We'll figure it out.
So
Alright, sounds good to me.
I just talked to Ellie about, we're not adding any sound effects. If we have to go back and do sound design, I just want to record ambient sounds of the house, see if we hear anybody moving around since they think that they saw somebody up there. Let's actually, why don't we set up, Tom, do you have a good, do you have a second camera we can set up maybe in the sitting room with the Bible?
Oh, yeah.
We can set up for like a confessional or like a story kind of setup, and we'll have Paul give a brief of what he saw, and I'll give mine of seeing the the wedding dress.
And we got to make sure to play up the professor part. They love that. They eat that up.
Oh yes, that's what your
You
family
say,
calls
Professor
you. Right?
Martin, what did you hear? I heard this, and you just go through and say what you
I mean, you
heard.
do have a degree in some sort of science, right, Paul?
Yes, chemistry.
Yeah, don't go into specifics.
We don't have to be specific. We can just say,
Exactly.
Professor Martin.
You'll be
That's
perfect.
Going
and
so
I
many
do have.
interesting
I've
places.
held that title. I have degrees in chemistry, physics, and biology.
Nice. Perfect. So let's go ahead. Let's do that. I'm going to see if there's. Did anybody see like a Pizza Hut or anything in town that because I am starving and I really don't want to go back to that pub.
No,
I
there wasn't.
need to stress eat.
I'll
I need
volunteer.
a stress Pepsi right now, and generation next myself into the next scene.
I'll be more than happy to volunteer to go back to town.
I don't think you're in any condition to drive, Tom.
I'm fine.
Was anybody going to go ahead and go check anything? Or?
I'm going to go
was
down
gonna
the
go
back
check
path
on
to
the-
see if I
I'm
can
not
find
trying to be
something.
mean or anything, guys, but we are at 9 o'clock.
Well,
Yeah, no, I'm going to go down the back path to see if I can see anything because I think that is something we
I'm
can
going,
film.
yeah, and I'm going to say, Ellie, do you want, why don't me and you go upstairs and take some more audio footage of the attic? I will go with you. I don't think anybody should be going anywhere by themselves. It's just, if there are rats, since the men do not seem to believe us, let's prove it.
Okay. As you go out the back of the house, now were you going by yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tom's
because
going
I
back
got to
and
set up cameras. I'm setting
yeah,
up cameras.
soon.
Tom's setting up cameras. The women are going up the attic. So yeah, I'm going by myself.
All right, so Paul, you depart through the gate near the rear of the hedgerow and into the back garden where you were before. Again, the smell is reaching your nose. The damp smell as well as some of the decay. And the rain is coming down a little bit harder, and you're not certain how much time you're going to have out here.
Okay.
But you go through that back gate, and go ahead and give me a spot hidden check again.
That is a 30. So that is
Don't make it.
that's a hard success.
As you go through the gate, for some reason you feel like the woods are closer than they were before. And you begin to walk with trepidation, and you notice that the trees appear to have like some sort of vines or something that are blowing in the wind.
I am going to take a closer look at the vines to see if they're natural.
At first you're like, maybe they are natural, but they are instead, over time, it appears like these are ropes that are covered in muck. And they are ran in almost a celebratory fashion of bunting. You know what that
Okay.
is?
Yeah.
All right. And you begin to take a look at it. You're now noticing this isn't rope. It's a thickness of rope, but it isn't rope. Instead, it appears to be that the bunting is a ribbon or something running the course through corpses of dozens upon dozens of dead rats and mice that have been
And that's-
strung up.
And that's where the smell's coming from, is all these dead rodents.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stare for a minute, and then I'm going to start
Yeah.
slowly backing away.
Some of them are hung by their tails, and some of them are desiccated corpses and skeletons. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll.
Oh.
Oh my god, I rolled a 9.
So you passed.
Yeah, I passed big time.
All right, you only lose 1.
Okay.
So you're not able to. You're leaving, but you're pretty sure that the ghastly decorations probably extend beyond into the woods at least another 20 feet. It's that
And
much.
I'm going to start moving faster because I want to get the heck out of there.
Okay. You're also now noticing that in the rain there's a certain squish and crunch to your feet. And you look down and you see skeletons of rodents coming up through the dirt. Now, I don't mean like crawling out of the dirt. It's just like the water is washing away the dirt that has covered the bleached remains of rats.
So like the whole path is just like paved in rat corpses.
Yes.
Ah. Yeah, I'm gonna head back faster now.
All right, you managed to make it into the house through both, exiting through the hedgerow, through both gates. The rain is coming down heavily. You are soaked, and you're in the house, though.
Hey guys, I found the smell.
We're upstairs, so I would.
You hear that from below.
Yeah.
It. I think we know why this guy was called the rat catcher.
Because he caught rats. I mean, I assume that was the reason.
Yeah, well, he hung them through ribbons through the trees, like decorations, like hundreds of these tiny little mouse corpses and hundreds of these giant rat corpses. And as the rain started, the pathway that was leading to that area is just covered in rat bones.
Well, that's disgusting. I mean,
I'm not gonna clean that up.
hey, Tom.
Yes.
Go show Paul. Go show Tom so he can take some pictures and some footage. It'll make nice B-roll.
No, that's the A roll. That is creepy.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, that's fine. Whatever.
All right,
You're the star,
Tom,
you're not
come on,
production.
get your camera. I don't want to go back out there, but let's do this.
So Ellie and I are up in the attic and shining a light around, and I'm just having her set up mics and record stuff.
Other than the percussive sound of the rain on the roofs, you really don't pick up too much.
I do. I'm glad that it's raining because I think this is good stuff to have for filler or ambience.
Yeah, she nods. Oh, yeah. If you're going for creepy, this definitely does it.
Sorry, Ellie.
Going out and into the rain with
Yes.
this, it's dark outside now. It is this coming down in torrential, fashion. Do you?
Hey, one thing, Tom. They don't pay me enough to come do this now.
What did you see?
You'll see. It just
As you approach the rear hedgerow again, Paul, maybe it's your mind playing tricks on you, but you swear that the trees are even closer than they were before.
Look at that. the
And in
trees.
fact,
They're-
Tom, the first time you were out here, you would have sworn that there was probably 10 feet of just open ground from the hedgerow to the trees, but now it's more like 5.
Tom, do you see that? It's getting closer. The woods are moving, for God's sakes. I don't understand this. There is no scientific reason. There's not the casting of the shadows or the shimmering of the rain. The forest literally seems to be encroaching upon us.
Okay, so what are you doing inside of Ellie?
We're still. looking
Are y'all
around.
just staying in the attic the entire time?
We're
or
not
you
going to stay there the entire time, but we're going to definitely set up. Get some. I don't know what they're called, but we're going to
establishing shots?
Yeah, establishing. It's all audio.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get some audio. I might take some notes on my production sheet, my production schedule. I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna scribble some notes about things that are in the attic that we could get some good pictures of later. And I avoid the whole very.
Where do you think we ought to set up to do the interviews?
In the room with the Bible.
Okay, so the parlor?
Yeah. I already had Tom setting up cameras in there.
Okay,
So do we need to go down and set up stuff in there?
probably.
Okay, and I also want to go ahead and get some audio, probably from the kitchen at some point as well. So we'll have to go through we'll want to get some stuff. We're going to want to go through the entire house, but
Okay. All right, gentlemen outside, what do you do? You are you gonna go out into the woods?
Yeah, Manda,
Yeah.
Manda wanted the shots, so
Yeah, I'm trying to go. I'm thinking. I've had a bit to drink. That's probably why it looks different. Yeah, that's what
Alright.
that's why it looks different. Yeah,
That's
we'll
not
run with that.
He's told you a little bit of what is out there.
Yeah,
He didn't mention the path in the ground to you though.
yeah. I think you just said there's something horrible.
Go ahead and
Well,
give me
I-
a sanity check as well.
All right, so I guess I roll under
Now,
sanity.
yes.
he had mentioned to me that the pathway had shown some bones, because I was like,
Yeah.
because he said he wasn't going to clean it up.
do I need to recheck sanity again, or I'm good?
15.
No, you've already seen it.
All
and
right.
Mine is 60. So.
You were successful.
Nice.
The alcohol helps your sanity.
Woo!
Yeah, it probably does. well, whatever.
But I will still utter a few choice words when I start crunching.
Select options.
See, look, this is not normal. I mean,
Door number 1.
Derivatives.
this is not normal, people.
What the?
Yeah.
How long does it take to amass this many corpses of rats?
A long time.
Paul, go ahead and give me a science, biology.
A very long time.
After she sets up some stuff in the parlor, we would go out to the kitchen. At some point, we might even run into them out if they're right outside the door or outside that we're gonna.
That's a failure on biology.
Okay. You're not certain how long it would take, but you're guessing this isn't exactly something that he did quickly.
No, this is like generations.
Well, we do know. I mean, you guys may have forgotten, but yes, this was a position that was passed down for some time.
Yeah, you did mention that.
This wasn't just some rat catcher. This was some sick, sicko.
So just sick.
Do we see the bunting yet? Because I'm gonna point
Oh,
that
yeah.
out to him. Going, you think that's sick? Look at the trees.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ugh.
See, that's all I did upstairs, and I fell through a freaking roof.
Yeah, he was a real sicko.
This looks like some kind of weird ritual. I mean, I can't imagine what you would do with a ritual like this,
I'll
but
take just a
this
real
is a twisted mind that did this.
Quick couple of pictures. I think we're done, and then we go back inside.
Okay. And yeah, you run into them, or if you're in the kitchen, you see them coming through through the hedges and into the house.
Ooh.
Okay.
This
Look.
place, I'm ready to go.
We have a show. My production schedule lasts at least 3 days. We have 3 days to clean this house or exercise this house now.
Why don't we cut it down to 2 days and say we did it for free?
Yeah, I mean, it's already cleaned.
Well, what time of day is it now?
It's evening, I think.
It's getting
That's
into
what it
evening.
Okay, well here's the deal. This is gonna sound really stupid, and I haven't gotten a chance to mention this yet. But the old guy at the pub said that we shouldn't stay here. He said
I
we
agree.
shouldn't stay anywhere near the town.
What
I don't know
reason did
how
he
we're
have?
going to. Okay, this is coming from the guy who quoted the weird ass poem. you know, when he was taking his drink, Scritch Scratch, go the rats or some crap like that. And what? And you've had enough to drink, Tom. I think we're cutting you off. But
I need more.
he, you know, so excuse me if I didn't take everything he said, you know, to heart, but he just said that we shouldn't stay near because the woods weren't. Did he say? Is that what he said? The woods weren't made for me or thee. I mean, he was like, I don't know. He
Well,
thought
you know-
he was some songwriter.
I'm going to take Amanda to the window that looks out on the back. I was like, look at the forest. Does it look like it's getting closer to us, to you?
I see some trees.
Right, but-
I don't know.
She never
She
saw
never
the
walked
back
out
I
there.
never walked back there, and
It was
that's
just
right.
you and me.
I'm Paul.
They're
I'm
they're
just-
getting.
I
I can't explain it. They're getting closer.
I understand that you saw some stuff upstairs and you're a little shaken. Why don't we take this moment and am I understanding that we don't want to stay here tonight?
I think that
don't.
would be a good idea.
Well, first before we leave, why don't you go, because you're all worked up right now. This fear, your unease is palpable. So let's go get this on tape right now. Why don't you talk to the camera a little bit about what you saw, what you thought you saw upstairs, what you're seeing outside. I'm not really interested in going out there and getting wet right now, but let's get this on camera, and then afterwards we can, that gives us some time to set up a few other things. Ellie's already setting up cameras in the parlor. We can do one last sweep, lock up, and head to Applefort.
I guess.
So while they're in talking about things, there's only 4 of us, so unless Ellie wants to ask some questions, but give them some prompts. But yeah, just talk about what you've done since you've been here. Don't worry, we'll edit it later. Top-notch production team.
Okay, so altogether, what is each individual doing?
He's, I think,
I'm going to go to
Gotta
the
just-
front parlor and talk about my experience.
And I'll be
Okay.
working the cameras.
Working cameras.
and I'm going to continue to explore the house
Okay.
and see if because I have some shot framing knowledge. I'm just going to see what else we have. If I want to set up cameras to record overnight, we have a full
Okay.
thing.
Ellie is going to run sound for the interview.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Do we have any like thermal cameras or night vision cameras?
No. We generally don't do cleaning at night.
Yeah, but I thought Bob had requisitioned or had sent out a form to get some night vision cameras in case we were in a place that did have some sort of like wildlife in it, that maybe we could set up a camera and see if they were moving around while we weren't there.
You
didn't
make a
get
luck roll. If the production team packs it.
I made it by 2 points.
Wow.
Or I made it by 1 point because I
Sure.
lost 1 luck earlier. We do have one?
Yeah,
Oh.
sure.
Maybe you don't know it's there. I go and
Yeah.
I dig for it and I'm like, oh, I found it.
Oh.
Well, he's
Found
been
one. It's-
drinking.
It's not great. We have a couple in this box here. This is what they look like. They don't even look like cameras. They look like motion detectors. So I can understand.
I know.
So,
Are you looking around the house first?
yeah, I'll go into the house too. I'm
Alright.
gonna try to figure out where we might put them. I know I want to put one in the attic.
Okay.
See if any of the bedrooms or the pantry or something. Like
As
that.
Paul begins to talk and explain his experiences, you walk across the hall and into the parlor.
Well, they're in the parlor.
Or sorry,
So,
not in the parlor,
The
but
dining
into
room.
the dining room.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to say because you really haven't seen any evidence of rodents. But you're glancing around, and go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
You found poop
I can't luck that.
and black rice.
Okay.
No.
All right. And you just start moving from room to room.
I'm listening very closely with just my ears. Do I hear anything?
Go ahead and give me a listen check.
40 over.
Wow. Use your
90,
luck.
95 over 55. Even my luck couldn't help me.
So, Paul and Tom, go ahead and give me listen checks.
I'm just going to get, like, kidnapped.
Mr. Deaf doing a listen check. Yeah, no, I'm still deaf.
Is the glue pot untouched? Okay.
I rolled a 61.
no.
That is a failure.
I'm listening to Paul.
Everything seems
Thinking about beer.
Yeah.
fine.
I need my scotch.
So you have plenty of time. Where as he finishes his tale, where are you going to put the cameras?
I want to put one in the attic,
Okay.
and I want to. I'm gonna look around, and I'm thinking. I want to put one in the kitchen, aimed. Yeah, I want to put one in the kitchen, where the back window. If there's a window that can see out the back where the forest is. I want it kind of pointed toward a window.
You set the camera down, and you swear there's now a tree in the backyard that you do not remember being there. There were no trees in the backyard, weren't there?
Paul and his stories. Just, ugh. I'm gonna put in an AirPod, and I'm gonna start blasting some Wannabe.
Okay.
If you wanna be my lover, I'm keeping my spirits high, and my soprano higher.
Wow.
Paul, you finish your recording, and you record your testimony, as it were.
Okay.
What's the plan now for the team?
Well,
Oh,
Refill.
I'm gonna go look. I'm like super paranoid about the forest, so I'm gonna go look again to make sure that it hasn't moved any closer.
how many trees are in the back of the house now?
There are about 4 trees that are through the hedgerow, and now in the backyard.
I'm gonna
Do they have
holler for
rats on
Tom.
them?
What's up?
And I'm gonna holler for Tom and be like, "Look, that's not normal. The trees. Look, there were no trees on this side of the hedge.
I'm gonna take the glue pot upstairs,
Okay.
and I'm going to put a little glue down on one of the rafters. See if just
Oh, it's actually active?
the glue.
I thought it was dried
Wasn't it?
up.
Oh, was
No,
the glue
it's
dried up?
dried up.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was still
Yeah.
wet.
Okay, I'm really needing a refill now.
I think we need to
Seeing
leave.
I'm gonna go out to
trees.
the production van and see if I can find something.
As you're finishing up with the glue, you hear something crash. It seems to
What?
have come from the dining room.
What was that?
You all rush into the room.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see that the
Because
painting.
I was in the dining.
Yeah.
So if I couldn't
No,
spread
you
the
went
glue,
to the. You went to the. Okay.
I couldn't spread the glue. So we'll just say I was in the kitchen room
Okay.
still. And I'm like, what are you doing, Tom? Or Paul?
But on the
It's a tree.
ground, face down now, is the portrait that was at once over the
Who was in the portrait?
Green Man. It is now face down and on the ground.
Oh, look, something we can clean. Paul, this is you.
No, this is us leaving now.
We'll leave it. I
No,
want
th-
Tom to verify where I put the cameras, make sure
There's
everything's hooked up,
something-
and we have a command station set up to record all night.
There's something going on here that I don't understand. There were no trees in the backyard. There's 4 or 5 of them there now.
There's one tree in the backyard.
No, there's more than one.
There's more now. There's like 4 or 5.
So I go to the back.
You see 4 or 5 trees now. Actually, you probably see about 7 trees are now in the backyard.
It's just the thunder and lightning is throwing us off. It's
No, you
all-
don't understand. Paul and I have been out there. There were no trees on
How
this side of
would-
the hedge.
How would trees get any closer to the house?
I don't know. I cannot explain it through any science that I know. That's why it's freaking me out.
What kind of trees are they?
Oak trees.
Somebody is just messing with us. It's
Ooh, the Jolly Green
Let's-
Giant?
well, you know, the green man, obviously. See, I'm starting to feel like this is one big prank. Somebody put the tree in front of the road. We go up to this church. We see this green man iconography in the church. Then we have to have somebody. You know what? You know what? The old man. The old man was hesitant to talk around his kid. I mean, maybe I
So
just
you
read into
think
that.
this is a giant prank on us?
I'm starting to wonder, they're just trying to drive tourism to this town, and if it's Lucy that's looking to drive tourism to this town, why would she want to do that? Well, she's on the Chamber of Commerce, so she can say, oh, well, I just want the betterment of the village, blah, 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 blah. But really, did you see any other place to get food or drink besides the Rat Catcher's Arms, which nobody's going to come here and be like, hey, let's go grab a drink at the Rat Catcher's
Hey
Arms.
guys. You hear Ellie calling from the dining room again.
What, Ellie?
What was the picture over the fireplace?
It was this weird green. It was this weird like. It was
Green
like a
man.
druid. Have you ever played D&D? It was like a druid. He had like vines and stuff coming out of his.
She walks in the room with the picture. That the frame is right, but she's like, "This isn't the picture, is it? All you see is a landscape."
Where there was a person in that picture.
Where was this? This was the one on the floor.
Yeah,
See, somebody's.
I really want to get out of here.
I'm with Ellie.
I'm not opposed to this plan. So we'll come back in the morning. We'll set some more stuff up, and we can record tomorrow night. I mean, I've got cameras running, but we don't have anything set up for them to record to.
All right, let's go. I'm out.
You all make your way to the front of the house and open the front door.
Oh no.
And standing now in the eave of the front door as the door swings open is an immense figure. It is unnaturally thin in certain areas, as if its arms and legs were made up of vines. It is covered in leaves as well, making up a strange sort of clothing to it. But its face is gnarled vines that intertwist and mix. A mouth, something that resembles a mouth at least, opens up, and where you would expect teeth on a person to be, you see thorns. But there are no other discernible features.
This is gonna hurt.
Do we have to roll something?
Yep, everybody needs to roll a sanity here in just one moment.
Oh, just one moment or right now?
You can go ahead and roll it, but I'm going to be doing some work here.
I failed.
Doing some work.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yes! I passed. Barely.
All right.
Do we lose any even if we pass?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to be.
Yeah, I failed it.
All right, let me find the specific test. Let's see. Come on, guys. I probably went right past it, so hold on this moment. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Golly, really? I know I'm not going crazy. I know I'm looking right at it. Ah. Let's see. That doesn't make any sense.
Bear with us.
Yeah. All right. We're just gonna go ahead and say that if you pass, lose 1. If you failed, roll a d10.
D10. Ouch.
Yep.
Better than a D20.
It's cocked. I gotta roll again. 5.
All right.
Well, since I didn't fail my sanity check,
Mm-hmm.
do I still have presence of mind a little bit?
Yes. Oh yeah.
And I'm going to look at this creature, and I am concerned. But I'm like, okay, Groot, I'm going to assume that it's someone in a costume, so I'm going to, like, try to push past them.
Okay. All right.
It's not funny anymore.
So go ahead and
I haven't laughed this little since ever.
attempt to push past them. So you're going to need to make a physical check.
So is that a POW or a size or a
It's a strength.
strength? I did not make it.
All right. As you push against it, it is almost like pushing against a wall. And where your hands have touched it or your shoulder, vines reach out and begin to wrap around you.
Stop it! Stop it! Get this off
Evil
me!
Dead. Evil Dead. Evil Dead.
You lose 2 more hit points as life begins to be drained away from you. You feel it as if something is being sucked away. Yeah.
Sorry,
Everyone-
that wasn't the scream
yeah.
that I was going for, but
Everyone
That's
who
what we
sees
got.
that, you need to make a sanity check.
Oh, jeez. Oh, shoot, I overthrew a dice.
No, not anymore.
calm down, Paul. Calm
The
down.
good news is that this is the last sanity check y'all have to do for the moment.
I failed it.
Yeah, I failed.
All right, so both of you lose a D3.
Okay. So a 3 is 2 points, right?
Yep.
All right, I think I am close to having a psychotic break.
Just say, yeah. What did you start at, Shawn?
Started at 55. I've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Wow.
That is exactly a fifth. So
Yep.
yeah, you have a break. You're a temporary. You're a temporary break.
You will, based on your bout of madness table roll, you will take on one of your ideologies or belief to an extreme measure.
Oh,
Okay.
So science explains
Yeah.
everything. This is really shaking you up here.
Yeah, because I can't explain this by science. This is
And so more than likely you don't believe this and you are wanting to get as far away from it as possible.
right. So obviously, I see I can't get through the front door, so I am going to start running through the house to the back
Do
door.
I still have the spotlight in my hand?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shine it up into its vine-ridden eyes.
All right.
I would like to attempt an action.
Where's your spade?
All right.
Probably set it down now because I had to.
What is your action you want to do?
I want to try and grab her and pull her back.
Okay.
Would be a
Go
brawl.
ahead and you can make a
Or a
strength
strength
check.
It's done pretty much the same way.
Uh-huh.
Yes. It's regular, hard, and extreme.
Yeah.
Hard. I made a hard success.
All right.
Nice.
He pulls you free and Ellie screams and begins to run.
Back.
She and I can
house?
run together.
Out. Where?
She is running towards the back of the house as well.
Oh, okay.
And as she runs, the wall splits open.
Ellie,
Oh.
And rats begin to pour out,
sweet.
Oh,
I
my
told
Lord.
you. I told you there were rats.
swarming around her and begin to consume her.
Ooh.
Okay, so do we have to roll a sanity check
Oh,
for that? 'Cause
Yes.
That's
Do I roll
that
one,
one
or
I-
did I get past that point, or
yeah. You get to continue to roll. Oh wait, no. He was running already.
Yeah, he's not even here.
So-
I think.
She begins to take enough damage that she falls.
Oh my god. I got an extreme
Okay.
success.
I
So you-
got an extreme success as well.
Neither one of y'all lose sanity.
Oh my god.
Oh wait,
Do I have first aid?
hold on. No, I don't. I did not, because I had 50. Oh no, I did. It was extreme. Okay, it was extreme.
Ellie.
She is screaming and rolling on the ground, covered in rats.
Use rat chow.
I'm just gonna sit and shine lights on them because they should scatter.
I'll try to grab her.
It is an immense number of them
Oh,
pouring out of the
my
wall.
we
can I not grab her?
We have to get out of here. Yeah, we have to get out of here.
You could try to reach in and get her, but you probably are risking getting bitten yourself.
Question is, are you drunk enough to grab?
Oh no, he's sober by this point. He is sober as an
Stone cold sober.
at this point. It's a question of. My character is a risk taker. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna. She was nice to me. I made a regular success in strength check.
All right, you reach in to pull her out. You are going to take 1 point of damage as they all begin to latch onto you and try to gnaw on your skin.
Ooh.
But you do yank her out of there. She is very badly hurt, but she is not out yet.
Can I attempt first aid?
Oh,
Do I require?
with this,
Well,
be-
they're still on her.
yeah, this would be one of those things where they are going to probably try to pursue.
Is the thing still in the doorway?
It is beginning to move into the house as if being dragged by... The vines seem to snake in through the doorway and begin to pull it forward. It's not even as if it's walking.
Gross. Okay. I'm gonna open the attic.
Okay. You can open the attic. Absolutely. I will say that's absolutely free action.
Okay.
Paul, what were you doing?
As soon as my sanity broke and I saw what was standing out there and I can't explain it, I took off towards the back of the house to go out the back door.
All right. You try to push open the back door. It opens about 6 inches and
There's a
collides
tree blocking it.
with the trunk of a tree.
I knew it.
No, this isn't real. This can't. No. I'm trying to shove open the door.
All right. Sam, what is your character doing?
The only thing I could think of right now is try to pull her and I don't know if I can do this. Try to pull her and
Smack
get them
the
off
rats
of her.
away.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty much as you're dragging her along, they're coming off, and you're able to, together with her, take them off of her. So
I'm screaming, to the chemical storage room.
How do we get out there?
We can't get to it. The doors
I
are
don't
blocked.
there is
Oh,
a
he
6
doesn't know that.
Yeah, there is a 6 inch, 6 inches of room, and you could try to squeeze your
Well,
way
actually,
out.
there's a door on the back, but then there's a door on the side. Which one? I was under the impression
that's right.
the door in the back is the one with all the trees, but the one on the side is the one that goes directly
Do we
to
need to look at the map again that I
the
had up?
courtyard.
Yeah, go ahead and pull up the map, and I'll show, give everybody a little bit more
the way it's
description.
been described, it's the trees in the back.
So yeah, so the back
So if
garden.
you
so the
look at
trees are
number
pulled-
7,
Uh-huh.
that is the kitchen.
Yep, and so
There's
there
a-
is a back door right there.
Yes.
Yep.
And then but then there's a door out
There's
to
a
the
door
court
right
head.
there.
Yes.
So can we get to the courtyard?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
So if I will yeah, what I wanted to do with the attic doesn't matter because you said the attic door is
It's kind of a flat open door. You can pull it down and use
but
staircase
it's by
to go
the
up.
kitchen door, right? So I would have
Yes.
had to have passed Ellie.
You would have to, yes.
I would have had to so I don't even know if I could have gotten there.
Run away. Run
Either way,
away.
I'll say I pulled the thing open because I was going to do
Yeah.
something, but once I see Tom and Ellie
Yeah.
headed into the kitchen, I'm like, where are you going?
And you would have heard them make that yell. Go to the chemical room.
Where's the chemical room? Okay, I follow.
All right. The rats begin to spill out of the wall and fill the hallway, coming your direction.
I dropped one of my good dices. It's
Do I
been
need to
rolling
find
so
it?
well tonight. No, I've got tons. It's been rolling really nice. It's been good to me.
Yeah,
Every
mine
man
that fell
for
down in the
himself.
corner. I can't get to it. Yeah, that was
one.
my good one.
Who is in the back? Who is in the rear?
Let's see. If we
Probably me because they were already running through,
you,
so it's probably me.
and he would be.
You
at the
can
back door.
attempt to either to dodge, make a dexterity roll, one or the other.
Well, there's a dodge roll and a dex roll.
Yeah. Which one would because sometimes your dex
My dex is higher.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dodge is half dex.
unless your
as
character is
base.
unless your character buys up higher in dex or in dodge.
Well, my dex was definitely higher, so I
That's
passed.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your base, and then you
Because
can put
dodge
more
is also
points
your
into it.
reaction,
Yeah.
so it's a little different.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I do pass my dex roll.
All right. The rats try to kind of lunge at a spot where your foot was, and they kind of ball up in that area, but you step out of the way quickly.
Don't you dare! And I stop.
And I guess from my perspective, I'm going to see that Tom is getting through that other
Sorry,
door, and
guys.
I'm going to make a beeline for that.
Yeah, you would be in the kitchen too, because it looks like the
Yeah.
door is in the kitchen. So you would see us burst in and then run
Okay.
through.
Yep, I see that, and I'm like, thank God, just run for the door.
All right.
I need alcohol.
You all exit that door. To your immediate left, you see a tree moving through the gate.
Ah!
No, you don't.
And at this point, that is not the strangest thing y'all have seen.
So do we not? We don't have to roll sanity.
But
Yeah,
in a
okay.
moment of desperate sanity, I'm going to look at Manda and see, I told you they moved.
I had one trying to put vines into my body.
I told you there were rats. Haha.
Yeah. Okay, we're all right. Yay.
All right, diving into the chemical storage room.
Yeah,
Yes.
looking
I
through
am
the back door of the
probably
kitchen,
just
you
killing
see
us.
the rats begin to, spill now into the kitchen, and vines are now coming through the doorway, as if the creature is continuing its pursuit.
Gross, 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 and grosser. God. Okay. You didn't happen to bring any of that lion, did you?
No,
Or that lime?
it's all out in the van that I
lime?
can't get to. However, I'm gonna use science.
Is there a way through the courtyard to the front of the house? Is the courtyard blocked off?
Yeah, you could, essentially, if you look at the map in the corner
I
by
see-
the compost, you could actually try and go over the hedge.
Do I see a tree standing on the other side of the hedge?
No, you do not.
I'm gonna book it.
I'm gonna start looking at the chemicals to find something to make a boom.
Make a boom.
Well,
Yeah,
I
make a
figured there
boom.
would
I
be
mean,
like,
fertilizer is used or niter is used in explosives and
yeah, I was thinking rat poison.
If you are going to try and make a quick, well, I'll address that with Paul first. Paul, if you're going to try and make a quick bomb, you're going to need to make a hard success on your science.
Okay.
Tom, throwing open everything, you can definitely find poisons of various kinds. There were rat poisons and there were herbicides in there.
Yeah, if there's arsenic, I'm just gonna just kind of
So
like in
you-
an arc around in front of the door.
So using chemistry, I rolled a 24, so I needed at least a 35 for hardest success.
Nice.
Okay. So how did you do? That was a hard success?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
hard
you're
success.
you're going to be able to quickly make a bomb. You have slowed down the rats. And for Amanda,
Manda, thank you. No A.
how are you going to try and get through the hedge? Are you just going to strong arm it? Are you going to try and climb it?
How tall is this hedge? Is this like an 8-foot privacy hedge, or is this
Well,
like
no,
a
it's
4
as
foot?
tall as the gate, which is about a 4 or 5 foot tall gate, door.
I'm gonna just and roll, like throw myself over it.
Strength check it then.
Strength?
Yeah.
Just
Unless you have like acrobatics or something like that.
we don't have anything like that
Yeah.
in this. It's yeah, throw.
All right.
Yeah, and I don't know what the move rate, if that matters. I got a 2.
Nice.
made it.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
Boosh. The hedge
you
explodes.
parkour.
Yeah.
Badoo.
All right. You are over the hedge.
I sporty spice over that thing, like, and I just tuck and roll, and I'm like, take off.
Okay, I guess since I've got my explosive, I am going to chunk it at the house.
Wow.
All right.
Right at the kitchen door.
Yeah, try to throw it through the kitchen door.
Here's your cleanup.
All right.
You want
Go
me to roll
ahead
a throw?
and roll a d. No, I'm just going to say it's going to get in there.
Okay.
Roll a d6 and multiply it by 10.
And I rolled a 1.
All right. Well, the house is at least now catching on fire.
Yay!
And so you hear strange and inhuman screams.
The cameras. All the cameras.
Is that the strange and inhuman scream? The cameras!
You hear a strange and inhuman scream from me. The camera.
And at this point, though, everybody has lost a certain amount of sanity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that your characters could book it. Are you going to try to? Are you going to
I
run
am.
for that vehicle and get out of here?
I'm
Yeah.
already on my way.
Yeah.
I'm following. I'm gonna jump
We
over the
slowed them
hedge
down.
like
That's-
Manda did.
That's
Okay.
we slowed him down. That's good enough.
Somebody throw Ellie over. Throw Ellie over the hedge. Poor girl. I am taking
The-
you back to Charlie if it's the last thing I do.
Earth and ground, as you drive away, seems to scream. You hear it in your mind, even,
Oh no!
as your vehicles leave. And it cracks what little you have left of your sanity for the moment.
Ooh.
As a voice that is inhuman cries out, Nyarlathotep.
What? No.
Did we lose like 10 sanity just by hearing the name?
You
I am singing so loud and I heard nothing.
the next day.
no, I can't hear.
troubled water.
The next day, police cars and fire trucks are out there trying to finishing up putting out a blaze, where dried tinder and leaves had pretty much wiped away the entire village of Muscoby.
Oh.
It is very odd for the people who come out there, the property owners and members of the chamber, because they don't remember there being a forest that close to the town. And we're going to go ahead and end the scene there.
Dun dun dun.
So the house is gone completely and the forest
Everything
is
is
just
gone.
the whole town?
Yes.
The whole town?
Yes.
Does no one live in that town?
Oh, not anymore.
He got wiped off the face of the earth.
Wow.
So
Well, I
the-
hope that teaches Lucy an important lesson.
yeah, so the overall concept of
Freaking
Scritch
Lucy.
Scratch
Uh-huh.
is that and there were other ways and other things he could have gone about to find out that yes, this guy was a rat catcher, but the rats were offered up as a yearly tribute to a creature known as the Green Man. The Green Man
okay.
is an avatar of Nyarlathotep
Is it?
in this universe,
Interesting.
and so
Keeps jacking my characters up.
yeah.
You know, we do us.
As
And
he is
so,
wont to do.
since no one was there to make the necessary sacrifices,
The whole-
Nyarlathotep reclaimed the town.
Wow. Okay.
Because he's a punk.
Yeah. The idea is that all the people who once practiced the religion are long since gone.
Yeah.
And the one guy that was still
You know how kids are.
upholding
they never
it
keep
was
up with mom
put
and
in an
dad's
insane
religion.
asylum.
Yeah, exactly. And so that is the story of Scritch Scratch for this. I hope you all found it interesting.
Yeah, I loved
Of course, it is a Call of Cthulhu universe game, so it's not like anybody's supposed to win or live. But I am saying your
We
characters
did.
got away insane.
I was sane.
Well,
I,
sane.
it. Yeah, but you took the most damage.
mentally
though.
broken.
I did. Yeah. No, I'm hurt. No. Well, Ellie. As far as player characters, yes, I took the most damage. I was
Right.
down to
But
less
I
than
think
half my
Ellie
health.
probably got a good.
Yeah.
Ellie was rat chow.
Yeah,
Poor
she
Ellen.
was very close to being total rat child.
Well, we went way over. It is 9:45.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and call it here. Thank you so much to Matt for letting me run this tonight. We, of
Yay, I
course, you
enjoyed it.
are in our thoughts and heart tonight with whatever's going on for y'all. Also, definitely want to say a quick thank you to Chaosium for retweeting us tonight with the broadcast.
Yeah.
We really
Definitely,
appreciate that.
wow.
Yeah, anybody who found us that way, we really appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. If you would like to follow us, Illuminated Page is generally a Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign, as one of the slides said during the broadcast. Season 2 of our Masks of Nyarlathotep playthrough will begin in 2 weeks on June 4th, I believe it is. And it'll be myself and John. John will be playing, not GMing. Our GM Matt, who is not here tonight, he should be back with us. And then Shawn is also in that game, and then another cast member, David. Sam has joined us for many a podcast and is in the Star Trek game that was supposed to be tonight. So if anybody tuned in for that and got this instead, our apologies, but I hope that you had a good time. And I know we ran out long, and we talked about all kinds of crap that had nothing to do with this, with this
Universe
adventure.
or game or
So
anything.
thank you. We're having a little bit of a quarantine stir crazy moment, but yeah, keep tuning in. Next week we'll be doing something. Normally next week would be our Growing Shadows campaign, but as we mentioned earlier, with quarantine, or at least stay at home and stay safe protocols being adopted by many of our cast members, Growing Shadows is currently on hold until we can meet in person again. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Again, Sam, who does a podcast on SoundCloud called The Word Nerd. Look him up there. John and I do podcasts. We do live streams. We're on all the internets. Shawn does so much with us. He's on all the internets as Bink26.
Yep.
I'm at Rooworks. John is at Passion Nerdly. And this has been Quiett Gentleman Entertainment with Scritch Scratch from Chaosium Studios Incorporated. Chaosium Incorporated, I think is what it is. So thank you all, and good night.
Nice.
Thanks, everybody. Night.